Mr. Primetime.
Happy
Friday
Friday.
night. Happy Friday is right, dude. Another week in the books. And we're going to start the show with this, dude. Here's our first message of the night. Jets suck.
Facts. 5 more weeks.
Like
Light at the end of the tunnel.
like,
5 more weeks to go.
Like the funny thing is if Raider fans come on here and want any kind of X's and O's, you're in the wrong spot. And if they think they can come on here and insult Jet fans, I think we're going to be insulted by our lousy team. It ain't going to work either. We know we suck. We want to suck. We want to lose.
We insult each other and this team more than any other fan base possibly can. So bring it on. If there's any Raider fans out there, bring it on.
Yeah, if Raider fans are out there, you can give us some X's and O's. We honestly don't. I don't know shit other than that Josh Jacobs is out. But what we'll do is
Farrell's
we'll go.
Out also, their pass rusher.
Oh, he's back.
No,
Farrell's
I thought he
coming
was out.
No, I mean Dick Beasley are back this week. Farrell's been out 2 weeks, coming back this week.
I thought I just saw like an hour ago that he was out.
Oh fuck! I thought I saw. I may have read a different report.
Yeah, Schefter tweeted Jacobs, Jonathan Abram, and Farrell are all out for Sunday.
Oh shit! I thought he was coming back this week. See, I learned something tonight. Now I'm glad I joined in.
That's as far as we're gonna go with the X's and O's probably.
So now you learned something, everybody.
Yep.
So what we'll do is we'll go through some of the off the field stuff, and then we'll go into some of the on the field stuff. Now,
which one do you want to start with?
Well, do you want to start with Alex Lewis, or do you want to start with Adam Gase? What would you like to start with?
I kind of want to start with Gase and Darnold, to be honest.
Well, I want to say congratulations. I think we have hit a milestone that within the last week, Adam Gase, well, I'll start. The media admitted that they made a mistake and they realized we hired the wrong coach. And the media's finally, after all this shit, finally turned on Adam Gase, which is a miracle. They're sticking to it. They're actually taking the task, which we've been doing for only 10 weeks now. And now, finally, Adam Gase has admitted defeat. He wasn't an arrogant prick. He wasn't a scumbag. He wasn't a douchebag. He wasn't anything else. He said, you know what? I failed Sam Darnold. Basically, I didn't do my job. Yeah. He's basically saying what we've been saying for the last year and a half. He finally admitted to it. He's almost trying to become likable, like, oh, woe is me. I'm trying. Listen, dude, you're not a sympathetic figure. I don't feel bad for you. You're not buying any good faith. Nobody believes you. You're a dead man walking as you should be. Save it. But it's nice to see that he finally admits that he sucks, he's horrible, and he failed. No,
but I agree. It definitely comes off as a coach, like you said, who's trying to come off, gaining sympathy. He knows he's on the hot seat. He knows he's probably getting fired at this point. And I didn't think that for the longest time, but just seeing the media turn a couple weeks ago and now seeing just the different tone of voice in Gase answering some of these questions, finally holding himself accountable. I think this is a coach who finally realizes that the end is near. So it's good to see it. Unfortunately for him, I wish it was just a year ago. He would have bought himself, I think, some extra time if he chose this path from the beginning. Instead, he chose to be the arrogant prick who knows it all, who wanted to come at everybody and, say it was the system. The players were all in the wrong. And so he essentially buried himself, and he continues to do that with a lot of these quotes.
Yeah, I mean, now it's like you finally say, I think last Sunday was the final nail in his coffin where, everybody expected big things out of Darnold. You expected all these things, the offense to be clicking, all this. When you put up 3 points and you come up with the answers about play calling and we don't want to give away, we want the competitive advantage, we want like all the things they said. And I think finally somebody clicked in the Jets front office, like, listen, man, like this is, what are we doing here? Like this is clearly a clusterfuck. Like we're making a huge, like this is a disaster. So now it's like,
no, go ahead.
Good. Okay, good.
No, I was just gonna say, like, this is the one reason that he was brought in. Like, there's the quote from Chris Johnson, like, we think he's a great mentor for Sam. He's taking football to where it's going, all the other shit that he said. Like, that was the one reason we brought him in. And so for him to essentially admit defeat and bury himself and say that I have not progressed Sam Darnold at all, that tells you all you need to know, because there's nothing else that he does as a head coach that's worthy of keeping. He was brought in as the quarterback whisperer who's going to develop the young quarterback, and he admitted that he failed at that job. So what more is there to evaluate?
Yeah, I mean, now I think it's just, he's dead man walking. I almost thought he was going to come on the show tonight because I thought after
we can possibly get him, but before the end if you want.
Yeah,
if the people want it, I could see what I
almost thought he was going to come on tonight because I'm like, if a bombshell, because the last couple of weeks when he come on here, he's been a real prick to me, man. He's been feisty, had a little attitude.
Well, that's probably why he's in hiding right now.
He's probably, the humble pie would have killed him.
Yeah.
But listen, then you have Darnold saying it, where Darnold said, you know what, I'm to blame, but we were all to blame. So he almost kind of said, listen, I'm a sum of all the parts, which is good. So everybody's admitting to it. Great. We have that. Now I get worried because now I'm like, all right, everybody is woe is me. Now, like this redemption game, like I don't want any redemption games now from Sam or like that. And now it's like, we all agree it's 5 games left. We have one goal here, lose. Lose 5 games. Find a way to lose 5 games. That's what we have to do here. I don't want nobody rallying around Gase. Like, give one for the coach, give one for the Gipper.
My fear is that somehow they rally around each other now. Darnold realizing
Exactly.
the end might be near for him with Trevor Lawrence coming. Gase realizes he's gone. Hey, this is our last chance to save each other. If we go 4-1 down the stretch, they might not have a choice. They can't take another quarterback, and maybe I'm the best coach.
He'd probably say, like, you need me, I need you. We got to save each other because we have nobody else. Nobody else here is on our side. Like, we are on our own island. So there's that, which is just, I mean, and then it's like, I've been trying, like, I promise myself every week after they lose, I'm like, I'm not going to watch the press conferences and get pissed off. I'm not going to get mad. Obviously, you hear Dowell Loggins talk, right? And I know the guy is nothing. He is one of the puppets on the team and everything else. When they asked him about the play calling, right? And he said, I don't want to talk about it. He goes, I like being in the background. I like kind of like he basically, like, what kind of fucking leader is that? Or it's like, he's like, I kind of want to be, like, I don't want to be seen or heard. I just kind of want to be in the back, like, drawing on the papers. Like,
every offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coach in all of football across all 31 teams, I guarantee you, those guys, they have aspirations of becoming a head coach one day. Only Dowell Loggins just wants to sit in the background,
no
blend
ambition.
in. Nope, nothing.
He don't give a shit.
He's fine being Gase's puppet for the rest of his career. Yep.
He might as well make that his title, puppet master. I mean, that's, but like, literally, I was thinking the same thing. Like, everybody wants to take the next level. Like, your goal is, once you're a coordinator, is find a way to get a chance to be a head coach in the NFL. That's what you want. And he's like, no, fuck that. I don't want to be a head coach. I'm just in the background, just sitting here. I'll draw some plays. You're not going to call them. I'll call some plays. You're not going to call them. And I'm good to go. I guarantee you, dude, once these two clowns get fired, especially Loggins, he's not getting a job nowhere. Maybe like a quality control for like the water boy in like the back of a CFL team. But what, like, he's not getting a job nowhere.
See, I thought Gase would probably get employed somewhere and then maybe bring Loggins along as, some kind of assistant. But like, where things have gone this year at 0-11, who would bring him in?
I don't know. Especially with his attitude, his demeanor, everything. It's not done.
Yeah, and his need for control, the ego, all that stuff. Like, the only thing he has on his resume, is the Peyton Manning Super Bowl. And other than that, I mean, 1 10-win season with Miami doesn't do
every
it.
One of his flaws, like a lot of his flaws were exposed in Miami, but not as much as now, because now it's like you were part of a rebuild. You had a primary job that everybody expected you to do, and he was completely exposed, dude. Not only for his poor coaching, his inability to lead, his inability to manage, the injury problems, his awful press conferences, the fact he's just a prick. Like, he's just not a likable guy. Like, nobody likes him. Like, and the funny quote was, he's like, "Oh, I miss my guys because we had the virtual meetings." Like, I don't see nobody sticking up for you, dude. Like, you're not gonna have a bunch of guys around. Like, the only guy that's gonna rally with you maybe is Sam. I don't think nobody else, and Frank Gore. That's probably the only guy. So
maybe a few weeks ago, Alex Lewis would have, but that train has clearly left the station.
Yeah. So the Alex Lewis situation is hidden. So now NYSF magazine. The one that you run this magazine, Mr. Primetime.
Yep.
You have you had an exclusive.
Yeah. So do you want me to start from the beginning, I guess?
We can listen. I got time, man. They have time. Oh, wait, let me answer one question real quick here, because we have this. There's a very important question that we need to answer here. And it's been up here for a bit. So hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds, Primetime. I know you're busy.
Yep.
The answer is no.
Oh, damn it. Well, you were late tonight, so we didn't have a chance to coordinate it.
No, I log in way before you do, dude. You could have said, "Hey, man, I want to do the comments tonight. Let me do it. I want to get my feet wet before the live stream." And now here I am again, pulling the freight while you sit back and drink Trulies.
You were getting ink done tonight. I was breaking stories, man.
So back to the story. Now, Primetime, the stage is yours, man, because you had an exclusive that nobody else had.
All right, well, first let's start with the obvious, okay, with the reports that have come out over the last few hours, right, that this is probably like some kind of mental health situation, which we are both incredibly sympathetic to, right? We both deal with mental health stuff. So if that's what's going on, I again, give him all the privacy he needs and totally understand that, all right? The organization's doing right, getting him the help he needs. Apparently he sought them out. Cool, okay? It doesn't change the fact that for a week, the media pretty much declined to pursue this story. So as it kind of dragged on into this week, I said, all right, you know what? We've been in that building for about 4 or 5 years. We've worked with players, player charities, wives, families. Like, everybody respects the hell out of the work we've done. So we have a lot of people that actually really like what we do here. So I reached out to some people and I got multiple confirmations on what happened. Okay. So several weeks ago, it started with an incident between Joe Flacco and Alex Lewis. Lewis trying to, I guess, fight Joe Flacco in the parking lot after a game. Okay. Not a huge deal. I guess, there's been incidents that have happened before with players. So not a huge deal. And then I guess last week during the middle of practice, Alex Lewis went off on Adam Gase, got thrown out of practice. And so all of that, yes, could be, the function of, whatever's going on as far as, his mental health goes. Perfectly fine. But the fact that the media, they knew about this and they didn't even ask the question. Rich Eisen reported it hours after we did. Again, across like 500,000 listeners that he has on his show, he had no issue reporting what we reported. Connor Hughes, Samini, Costello, they were all tagged in the tweet that we put out. They all saw it, yet none of them wanted to actually ask the question. So again, it's a football story. I think it deserves to be out there. I again, for the third time, I acknowledge whatever Alex Lewis may be going through, and you give him the privacy he needs. But this was still a football story that I think deserved to be out there because it has a lot to do with the protection around Sam Darnold, and like the rest of the offensive line didn't even know that Lewis was going to be inactive prior to the game on Sunday also. So this absolutely affects the product that we're seeing on the field. So again, I had confirmation on it and I ran with it. So
and the thing is too, the Jets have a weird way of handling things, don't they? Like something like this, like what you could say, listen, is like the minute you make him inactive for no reason, non-football injury, the first thing I thought it was conduct detrimental to the team right at the bat. Must be some kind of incident off the field, late to meetings, started whatever, some shit. But they play so coy, like we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. Then you can say, listen, it's a private matter for the player. We want to handle it such and such way. Like, don't play like
they said that initially. I never would have tried to pursue anything. I would have said, all right, cool. It's a private matter. All right, no big deal. But once I got the information that I got, there was no talk about, he's struggling, with X, Y, and Z. No, it was that he's had issues with Flacco and then with Gase apparently going off on both of them. So that to me, that's the story. And again, Connor Hughes also, he tweeted out an hour ago, there have been situations over the last several weeks that have led to this. Jets are getting Lewis the help he realizes he needs and wants to get. So, people that are saying that like we tried to make this up, bullshit. Like that pretty much confirms it. So.
Yeah. And it's funny how none of these incidents get reported on. Like I'll give the Jets credit for that. There's no leaks. I mean, I guess they have it locked down where they're not leaking it, or they only leak what the team wants in the leak when like Le'Veon Bell is supposedly not in shape or something like that. Right?
Exactly.
Kind of convenient, isn't it? So it just shows you that the reporters are only reporting what they're told to report, not what it just shows you the narrative they have, which is just fucking ridiculous, but whatever. So we have that.
And that's also why like shows like this and like fan podcasts are doing so well, because the media is useless right now. What do they provide the fans other than, getting a 10-minute jump on certain injury news and stuff like that? What breaking news have any of the mainstream media guys that cover our team, what have they reported?
No, to be honest with you, the shit they're coming out with now, some of the stuff, to be honest, like I don't like to do a draft story now with 5 weeks left in the season is boring to me. Like I don't care about draft now. Let's get the number 1 pick first and then talk about it, or have this number 2 pick. Like, so draft stories don't matter. If you're going to rank potential free agents for next year, I just can't I can't do it in December. Like that's what the all season's for. And then some of the other articles are right now are shit we've been talking about for 6 weeks already, which is just like, it's just funny, man. So you got
it still kills me. Costello putting out the we should have known. We should have known.
Yeah, we should have known this. We should have known it was a bad hire. No, you've ridiculed fans for a year for wanting Gase fired, but now you're going to say this.
Yep.
So we're going to go to Viper. Oh, V-Man, my bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 not worried, 10 worried, does the poor weather have you worried about the Jets-Raiders game and the tank being ruined? I'm going to say yes for a variety of reasons, because now you have the Raiders have lost 2 in a row, and they went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs both times, winning 1, losing 1. They should have beaten the second time, too. They don't play well on the East Coast. 1 o'clock game. The Jets beat them last year, and they have injuries. Josh Jacobs is out. Number 5 running back in football. He's out. And now you have the whole new Gase review where he's admitting defeat. Like, I have a weird feeling this is going to be a much closer game than it should be. I'm rooting for the Raiders, but this game makes me nervous as shit now. Nervous as shit about this game.
The new Gase worries the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like when the game ended last week, I was like, you know what? That's the end of Gase. Should have been fired right there. Like that was it. That was all we need to see. Darnold came back with all his weapons, and we put up 3 points. That's all you need to see. And then like you're getting the Raiders, a team that just got blown out, and you figure, all right, they're going to be motivated.
Angry.
But now, yeah, exactly. But now you look at the weather. You factor in some other things. I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one.
This game makes me nervous as shit, man. Especially like, Josh Jacobs being out. It's like all these little things, and I'm like, could this team maybe rally around Darnold and like they kind of be like, you know what? They almost feel bad and they do it, and like it's just East Coast. If I call them the Oakland Raiders, I apologize. I know it's Las Vegas. I'm an old fan. I'm senile, so I forget.
And let's remember, a lot of these guys are probably not going to be here next year. Whether it's just 1-year deals or they're just expecting to be shipped out. So all these guys are playing for a new contract. So the players in that locker room, they don't care about Trevor Lawrence. They don't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
This is not about tanking.
There's that, but a lot of these guys do. But like the other thing is you get George Fant back. Elfline's healthy.
That's what I'm saying though. Like every guy in that locker room is probably going to be trying to win this game, or at least from a personal standpoint, for selfish reasons, they want to play well. They're not going out there to tank to get the Jets Trevor Lawrence if they might not be there to be part of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
this one makes me nervous. I convinced myself last week. I'm like, I told you, I'm like, dude, they're coming off a really bad loss. I'm like, we said it on Sunday night. Gase should be fired immediately. Like, we got to blow this up, figure out ways. But now they're like, we got to help Darnold. We got to rally Darnold back. We got to do this. We want to get him to where he should be. Like stop being nice. Don't start being nice and shit all of a sudden. Like, let's not start this.
Yep.
So yes, this game does make us very worried. We will go to some of the questions since Primetime's not doing it. I'll just keep doing it. No big deal.
Sunday.
Even green grass could beat the Jets. Well, that's true. But, I mean, this game, it's I don't know, man.
Spread for the green grass?
Let's see. Guess no head neck rotation action tonight. Jake, to be honest with you, I expected when I logged on tonight to see Coach Gase, but he's not available. I guess he's busy spending time with his family finally.
He might be. Yeah, so, he didn't really get to do that during Thanksgiving, so he's watching film.
Happy Friday to you, random man. Thank goodness. Let's see. Gase is not staying. Let's see. I feel like Chris Johnson is going to be like, oh, look at Coach Gase. He's taking responsibility. What a great man, a leader. We're keeping him. I don't think so, Nick. I think everybody's finally admitting to it and they're realizing it. And this is Gase painting his way out the door and painting it where he's going to be like a little bit more likable than he's been the last year and a half. Right? Listen, all right, I'm not going to be a jerk. I'm like, just let's give them what they want. And I'm just going to put my head between my tail to my legs, just walk away. Right? That's what it kind of seems like.
Although that's not how I envisioned Adam Gase potentially going out. So
pull some strings, get Gase on. Let's get Gase.
I might be able to do it.
Listen, man, we have all right now. Gase should be available. Not a Jets fan. The light at the end of the tunnel is only 5 games away for you guys. That's a long 5 games, man. That's especially this game, like East Coast game, when they go out to Seattle, something like that. Then it's like, all right, they're a much better team. I expect them to get their doors blown off in that game for a litany of reasons, especially because Seattle's getting healthy, but they're also a much better team. The Browns game still kind of makes me a little weird. The last game of the season, the Patriot game makes me feel kind of weird.
A few weeks ago, I was worried about Cleveland, but their defense right now, the way they're playing, is especially their running game also, I think that's just a recipe to
our run defense has been a little bit improved, but we'll see. Let's get through this game. Let's just get to 0-12. It's just
one at a time.
The schedule is too hard to win. Now, listen, all it takes is one. We win one game, the Jaguars don't win anymore, we're tied. We get number 2 pick. It's that simple. Like, it's like and one win is enough to fuck all this up. Here you go, Pride Time. Sam will be joining his Jet buddies Hackenberg and Tipo in the Mets farm system.
Sam will absolutely find another job very shortly. So I'm not worried about Sam at all. I still think he's going to be starting probably next year unless he goes to a winning team where he sits behind like a Breeze or a Roethlisberger for a year and then takes over. Sam's going to be fine, though.
Just lose, baby. I could not agree more. And this is what I definitely agree. We need the Jags to win one game and just please win a game, Jaguars. Give us that one game cushion because we're going to blow it. We're not going to go 0-16. I have a funny feeling I find a way to win one game. That's freaking me out. I hope it's not Sunday, but Jaguars got to find a way, man. They have to. We got Mike Glennon, like every kind of superpower he can have because we need it big time.
Who do they play this week again? I forget.
The Jaguars? I forget. I think it's not the Bears. I think the Bears is next week, right?
Hold on. Vikings.
So that's a big game for the Vikings too. They need that one because they're falling apart.
Yep.
Let's see.
Cousins can melt at any given moment. So
I'm not really sure how it's a trap game because the Raiders have lost 2 in a row. At some point, they're gonna blow their playoff chances with all these losses. So it's not a trap anymore. Their eyes should be open at this point.
And we blew their doors off at MetLife last year. So there's no way that at least I think that they're coming into this game taking it lightly with the playoffs in sight.
Yeah, I mean, Gruden, Gruden needs any way to motivate him, there's a variety of ways to do it, especially the way they got their asses beat last year.
Yep.
So Gase causes players to regress, and this is seen in Miami and New York. What can't people in this organization grasp? I think they've all finally grasped it. I think the writing's now completely on the wall. I feel a lot more confident today than I did probably the last couple of weeks. Right? Do you? I feel definitely more confident. Listen, I think he knows he's dead man walking finally.
Yeah, just hearing again the tone in his voice, the way he's answering some of these questions, and then just seeing the local media guys finally turn on him. I don't think they would be doing that unless they were given permission to do so, and they realized that he was going to be fired. So I think they all know that the writing's on the wall with him.
Does anyone think Gase admitting failure is very peculiar, so out of character, makes me think something's up? I think Clifford, what he's thinking about is his career after the Jets, where it's listen, I'm not going to go out in a ball of fury and complete when I'm on the verge of 0-16. I'm not going to be an arrogant asshole every day because now I'm looking at embarrassing myself. We've been roasting his press conferences almost every day for 3 weeks.
Yeah, yep. But again, I'll still never put anything past ownership. Plus the fact that the general manager that's here was brought in by Adam Gase. So he's going to have allies, I think, in his corner where if something like some kind of miracle happens over these final 5 games where they win 2 or 3 games, it still wouldn't shock me if, ownership tried to tout that as, some level of progress and tried to bring it back. But 99%, I think he's gone.
This one, I'll let you respond, then I can respond. I'll give you the first dibs because this is your area of expertise. This is why I wish you were doing the comments. I can just sit back, you know what? Let me talk about this shit now.
It's got to be something with Sam, right?
Personally, I'm 100% Sam Darnold supporter. Donald,
Sam
Donald Duck.
Sam
if we
Darnold.
get the number 1 pick, I want to trade away, get a whole bunch of picks, and build around Sam Darnold. So now we have Sam Donald and Sam Darnold. Is that the same person or the 2 different people?
All right, so here's what I'll say on this. And that possibility intrigues me a lot. Okay. And even going back to Shaq's call on Tuesday night, where he talked about Eli Manning, right? Not the once in a generational quarterback, but he won 2 Super Bowls because he had great teams around him. So I think that if we're talking about building the best team, that would be by trading the number 1 overall pick, getting a ridiculous haul. And you only trade it if you get that ridiculous haul. I'm not saying just an extra first round pick in a second. I'm talking if you're getting 2-3 first round picks, 2-3 seconds, something crazy like that. That overall team that you could put around Sam Darnold would be phenomenal. Even if you miss a couple picks, you have so much wiggle room to build a true foundation. So that is intriguing. The problem is you have to believe in Sam enough to do that. And to pass on Trevor Lawrence at this point, again, for a new head coach also to pass on Trevor Lawrence, to start fresh with Trevor Lawrence instead of trying a reclamation project with Sam, it's probably not likely.
Can I go now?
Good.
There is no way in living fucking hell I trade number 1 pick. At all. The number 1 pick will stay with the New York Jets. They will get their quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, and Sam Darnold can leave and go somewhere else and hopefully save his career. I'm done. I don't want to have the Sam Darnold conversation anymore. And I'm legitimately worried with the next 5 games. I'm worried they're gonna fuck all this up.
But you would agree though that by trading the pick, it gives you the best chance to build.
I don't care. No, I agree that number 1 pick is not going. Yeah, that number 1 pick is going to stay right where it belongs in New York with the Jets, and they're going to take Trevor Lawrence. And they're going to just do – sometimes you just got to do the known. The known is let's do this because the unknown is Sam Darnold. I've already seen enough of it. I want to let somebody else have that unknown.
No draft pick is a known. I mean, I love Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to be phenomenal.
I'm going to go –
no draft pick is a known.
No draft pick's a known. You're absolutely right. But you know what?
Andrew Luck was talked about the same way. He didn't win shit because the Colts didn't surround him with any talent.
I will be the
captain. You're wrong, though. Right or wrong, though?
What?
Andrew Luck, once in a generation talent. Did he win anything? No, the Colts didn't surround him with any talent.
But see, there's 2 things. Getting the player is one thing, then doing the right thing around him. That's Joe Douglas's problem. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt based on what we think he can do and his good draft so far, getting back in some other things. But the other aspect of it is that Sam wouldn't be the end all be all. You'd have 2 years to build an actual foundation.
Well, 1 year. No, you'd have 2 years. His 4th year and then his 5th year rookie option.
For $25 million. I'm going to pay $25 million for Sam?
1 year. 1 year. Who else are you paying? Who else are you paying?
Not him.
Who else are you paying?
I am not going to waste $25 million on a quarterback I don't believe in.
Who else are you paying?
I don't care what I'm paying. I'm going to use that money elsewhere to improve my team. I'm wasting on Sam, I can improve my team with.
If this scenario happened, you give Sam 2 years with this new coach.
I don't want to give him 2 years. I don't want him 5 weeks. I want him gone today. I want to bench him now. James Morgan should be playing.
You give him 2 years with a new
I don't want
coach,
him
with
no.
weapons and an offensive line. And if he fails, then
When
guess
he
what you
fails.
do? Then
And we're sent
if
back
he
another
fails,
3 years.
no. Then you know what you
Yes.
do? Then you know what you do? You do what the Chiefs did, what the
And I
Texans
fire
did.
you.
No. You do what the Chiefs did, what the Texans did, what the Eagles did. You trade up and you give a future first-round pick away to get your next quarterback, and you bring him into a system that's ready to go with players around him.
Instead of playing all this circus-like
You're
shit
bringing him into. But what are you bringing him
into?
into? What are you bringing him into, though? That's my argument. What do
What
you?
What are we bringing who into?
And listen, I'm just playing devil's advocate right now because
Yeah,
I've jumped onto the Trevor Lawrence.
Your devil makes no sense to me.
I'm saying, what are you bringing Trevor Lawrence into right now?
Very simple. Okay, well, let's answer this question first, then we'll go back to this. We shouldn't worry about draft position because as long as Adam Gase is fired and JD is allowed to hire his head coach, I think we'd be in a great position. I completely agree. And this is why I'm going to answer. I agree with this guy because here's the answer, Primetime. You have some pieces now. You have Becton. You have Mims. All these guys are starting to come. You have a ton of cap space. You have all these draft picks. You put together a pragmatic plan starting with we're going to focus on the offensive line and playmakers for Trevor Lawrence. So you bring in Trevor Lawrence with these pieces. You build around him. You have a head coach that puts the offense around him and say, flourish, my young friend. Flourish and be happy. And we could all be happy. And we could smile.
Even a great draft. Even a great draft. How many players does that produce?
You don't need.
I'm saying
listen,
the best drafts for the Jets. Listen, no, hold on. The best drafts for the Jets over the last three decades. How many starting players have they produced? At max, what, 3 or 4?
That's fine.
Okay.
And then you have free agency. Are we going to know the $80 million in free agency? We're not going to talk about that.
So that's the plan. We're going to build through free agency now. So we're going to build through free agency.
You already have Crowder and Mims. You draft a receiver. You draft
Mark Sanchez, with a good team around him, went to back-to-back AFC Championship games.
And there's no reason why Joe Douglas can go from 0 wins to 6 wins next year.
And we all agreed up until Adam Gase got here that Sam Darnold was far and away the better talent than Mark Sanchez.
Keyword was. Not
so now maybe if that offer presents itself and you can build a legitimate foundation of young players.
My phone is off on draft day. I'm not even talking like once we get the number 1 pick, my phone is like this. I'm done. Now it's get Trevor Lawrence's agent on the phone. Let's talk contract, and we are going to live a happy, prosperous life. I'm not playing this trade down game with you. I'm not. Sam is dead to me.
All right.
I'm going to take his autograph picture down, put it down, put it upside down until he's gone.
Give it to me.
I'm going to boycott him now.
Give it to me. Make that my Christmas present.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Somehow I knew we were back on this. How can you guys talk about this team three
times a week?
Either true dedication or insanity. By the way, you guys did send the shirt to. We're working on it. And first of all, you're a Bills fan. That's the first thing. He's a Bills fan in Qatar, which is Qatar. It's like $85 to mail this shirt. And I got to fill out all this custom shit. So we're working on it, man. And you're a Bills fan. And it's not even a Jet shirt. It's my MMA shirt from New Jersey. Yeah.
Hysterical.
The Jets stay winless by the Browns game. Do you think they will start Morgan by that point? I hope so, dude.
Possibly.
They should.
Although I still think if they saw enough out of Morgan, they probably would have started him in those Flacco games. The fact that they didn't even get him a look there, I don't think they would start him over Sam Darnold if he's healthy.
Well, it would get interesting if Sam was struggling or if he gets banged up or something like that. Like, I wouldn't put Flacco back in. Like, if Sam
no, definitely not.
For reason, then you got to play Morgan. Like, playing Flacco would be an insult to everybody's intelligence.
Yeah.
And let's see what Morgan is. Like, you drafted him for a reason, other than be a clip holder.
But we had those same conversations about Hackenberg. Let's see what he is. But
let's see what Clark is too. Like, why are they hiding Clark? Now all of a sudden Elfline's playing.
But the whole let's just see what he is. If they see enough in practice to say that he's not it, I mean, like with Hackenberg, they saw enough in practice to say he's not it. We all wanted to just see what he was, but they knew what he was. So maybe that just speaks volumes about what Morgan's doing in practice.
Tyson, I could have sworn this was the guy that was devastated because he had a shotgun 6 times because of Sam. Trevor's a generation of talent. Sam is not. I agree.
We don't know what Sam is right now.
Exactly. That's why he has to leave.
That's most likely, yes, why the new coach is going to take Trevor Lawrence. And I would not be mad at that. But to completely dismiss the idea of building the kind of team that you might be able to build around Sam with 7 to 8 first-round picks over a 2 to 3 year period, the amount of picks that you could have in the first 3 rounds, And you wouldn't even be moving back that far in the first round. I'm talking like if a team like the Falcons, the Jaguars, are calling you up.
Over conversation we had on Monday. I was happy when you were down that bad. Now we're back here again.
I even said I'm playing devil's advocate right now. I'm acknowledging that I'm acknowledging that a new head coach coming in is going to take Trevor Lawrence, and I'm fine with that. I'm just saying the method to building a better team is around trading the pick and building around Sam Darnold.
The method around building a better team is getting a top-level quarterback under a rookie contract, and you build with that quarterback.
And how does that always work? Did Andrew Luck win anything? Did Dan Marino win anything?
No, but we're going back to Dan Marino now?
I'm just saying. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Did he win anything?
Did he go to a Super Bowl?
Did he win it? Did he win it? Did he win it?
I'd be happy just going to it. I'd be happy
to win it.
Every year.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Pom-poms. We went to a Super Bowl. Cool. We didn't win it.
We're coming off a decade. We haven't made the playoffs. Now you're poo-pooing going to the playoffs?
I want to win a Super Bowl. That's all that matters. I don't give a shit. Honestly, I don't give a shit about making. I want to win a Super Bowl.
How about Peyton Manning? How'd Peyton Manning do? Did he do all right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Okay.
Number one pick. They were good.
Okay.
Generational talent, elite prospect, great career.
And how'd Dan Marino do? How'd Andrew Luck do? There's examples both ways. Eli Manning's not a generational talent. He won 2 Super Bowls.
Joe Douglas just watched firsthand how to destroy a quarterback. So now he has a chance to not do that and build around Trevor Lawrence on his rookie contract and flourish and enjoy. We have happiness now. And now Shaq's attacking me. What?
Good.
Can't you guys be happy for once? Tyson, imagine saying 6 or 7 wins is an improvement. Why don't we try making the playoffs? That's an improvement. Our standards should be higher as fans. Shaq, at some point, you got to keep things in perspective. When you're coming off an 0-16 season, to expect 11-5 the following year is ridiculous. So you say, okay, we're 0-16 with a lot of holes. When we realize that how many free agents we have on this team, all these guys are 1-year contracts. You could see a complete overhaul of not only the team, the coaching staff. You're going to change a lot. It's a lot of change. If you go from 0-16 to 6-10 and Trevor Lawrence is playing great, dude, how can you not be happy about that? That's called improvement with a direction. You can't say playoffs next year, Trevor Lawrence. You're part of the problem, Shaq.
I think if anything, though, we can learn from last year that wins and losses don't really mean shit. It's about the actual games and how you're playing it. Because did 7-9 or the 6-2 stretch down, the stretch run last year, did that mean anything? Was there any improvement there? No, there wasn't. There was nothing to take away from that. They happened to win games against backup quarterbacks and plenty of luck and some injuries mixed in there. They weren't a better team. They didn't make any improvements.
I agree with this. Prime, you need some drinks. You need to get you right. Yeah, well, he was getting right, and now he's trying to play devil's advocate. But I'm not even. I don't know.
I don't get how you can completely just dismiss the idea of getting a ridiculous package for Trevor Lawrence.
No, listen. I understand. I understand the package you could get. I don't want the package. I want the player. The Jets have been searching for a lifetime for a franchise quarterback.
As the $1 Million Man says, everybody has a price, right? So what if the Jaguars say 5 first-round picks? I'm just saying.
They're not going to
turn that down.
That. I'm not.
What if they did? What if they did? What if they did?
What if my dog started to meow? Would it be called a dog or a cat? I'm not playing the what if game. The only thing I know is you draft Trevor Lawrence. You go with the known, and hopefully he's the answer that Sam Darnold isn't. That's what I hope for. And if not, in 3 years, we have the same conversation, probably in the same fucking live stream, drinking the same fucking Trulies, that we got to find a new quarterback and a new coach. But I'm willing to take that chance because, as you used to always preach to me, what you want to do is you want to take advantage of a quarterback on his rookie contract. Now we can have a number 1 quarterback on his rookie contract with a new coach, a GM.
Problem is we have nothing, though. We have no. We have Quinn Williams and Beckman. Quinn Williams and Beckman. Okay, we have 2 players.
Crowder. Okay. There's pieces, man.
Crowder's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, be more positive, man. Now everybody's accusing you of being sober, man. So you better not. You better. This
is my last Truly. I don't know what to do after this. I got to go to beer after this.
They're just attacking you here, man.
Bring it on.
Prime time on Sunday. Sam needs to go. Prime time on Friday. Sam is our franchise quarterback. Trevor sucks.
When did I say that?
I agree. I'm happy, dude.
I don't get how anybody. I don't get how anybody thinks they know what Sam Darnold is based on the Adam Gase system. When Adam Gase just said his system did not help develop Sam Darnold, he just admitted that he's done nothing to help Sam's career, nothing at all.
Yep.
We all saw what he could do his rookie year.
We also
saw what he was capable of.
We also saw Sam throw terrible interceptions. He hasn't thrown a touchdown in 4 games?
Yeah, no shit. He's clearly he's not confident. He's completely lost all confidence. He's not trusting what he's seeing.
Damaged goods, right?
That's part of being in the Adam Gase system. Absolutely. Right. And that's why I've said you can't at this point the damage that's been done. You can't take the risk by passing up Trevor Lawrence at this point. I'm just saying it's definitely a conversation. If the Jaguars call you up with a boatload of picks, and if you still have some belief in Sam Darnold, or your new coach has some belief in Sam Darnold, that has to be a conversation that you have.
It's a conversation that lasts about 3 minutes. Conversation that lasts about 3 minutes.
Oh.
You mentioned it to me. I listened to you, and I'll say primetime. That's very interesting. Then I dropped dead in laughter on the floor, and I'm like,
I'm more curious to know how Joe Douglas really feels about Sam. Like, as far as when he took the job, if he took the job, like in really believing that Sam was the guy, and that was part of why he came here. I wonder, like, was this past year and a half, was that enough to completely say, you know what, he's not it?
I know what Joe Douglas is thinking. He's thinking, okay, I've watched this kid now for 2 years, and now I'm going to draft my quarterback, who I think is the best quarterback in the draft, who has more talent. No, this is Joe Douglas. Can I
you don't know what he's thinking.
I just gave you 3 minutes to give me all this Sam Darnold bullshit. Can I get at least 10 seconds now?
You interrupt me every time I try to defend him. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Explain why Joe Douglas. He's gonna be like, you know what? I've now watched Sam Darnold. I realize these damaged goods. Do I want to sit here for a year and worry about, fixing this kid and doing that? Or do I want to draft my quarterback, put my name on him, build around him, and have all the luxuries of that, meaning it's going to be at least 1 year. I'm not going to the playoffs, 6-10. I have time to just build my program, and I could sell my program. It gives everybody a chance to breathe and regroup and focus and move forward.
So what if Sam shows you over the final 5 games that he's not completely damaged, that he's still capable of
boosting trade value, man? Just lose games. If he starts winning games, we got to bench him.
Okay.
We don't know if Sam's a generational talent. Maybe I watched a different game. The only constant with Sam is him making bad decisions with the ball.
Show me one other quarterback that's been put into the situation that Sam has. Coaching, offensive line, wide receivers. Right now, that's what Carson Wentz is playing with, and look how he's playing. And look how he was playing several years ago. He was an MVP candidate, was he not? Okay. Point proven. Thank you.
I don't care to have Trevor, but I feel like our team is completely trash. We have 30 one-year contracts, and this team stinks. I'm tired of winning. I want to win. Okay, Shaq, if you've endured the 0-16, it should be anyway but up right now. It's all going upward, starting with your number 1 pick, and you got to have a little faith in Joe Douglas. We had a pretty good draft, especially with guys like Ashton Davis pan out. You can't expect playoffs next year. You can't say, you know what, I want Trevor and I want playoffs next year. It's not even fucking remotely realistic.
I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't think anybody's expecting playoffs next year.
Jack is. Look right here. Do you read this right here? This guy's he has arguably had the worst call we've had in history of Let's Talk Jets on Tuesday. Dude, I'm still getting feedback about his goddamn call.
He was starting to redeem himself when he went down the Eli Manning path. I was like, all right, I understand where you're going here. And then
for the fucking Mahomes.
Yeah, that's where he lost me. Because Mahomes is still going to win multiple Super Bowls. But
hey, thank you for providing real content. A question: what happens when they bring back Gase? Indy Colt, thank you very much. You're very generous. We always appreciate that. I'm telling you, the day that decision is announced, either way, the day they fire him or the day they say they're keeping him, I will announce my plans. I promise you. And it'll be grand. It'll be epic. And it will burn every bridge we have known to the Jets which is probably already burnt.
Yep.
Done. Like, we have nothing left. It will be scorched earth. They'll probably come after us using the word Jets in our logo. It'll be that bad. They'll be like, Primetime's got a blanket behind him with Jets. That's got to go.
We're going to be Let's Talk.
We'll be LTJ with the B. Don't let us do shit. Yeah, no, I promise. Prime's blood alcohol level is too low.
Definitely way too low right now. I'm not stuttering yet.
If you're a player with time still left on your contract, why do you even want to win?
I don't think any player in that locker room right now can feel confident that they're going to be here next year.
No.
I mean, minus again Becton, Quinnen Williams, and Denzel Mims. I mean, who in that locker room feels confident not just about being here, but the younger guys especially? They're trying to prove themselves as potential starters. They want to roll on this team next year. Yeah. So you're going to have guys that are competing these last final 5 weeks because they realize Gase is out the door as well.
Yeah, so if you can be cut for cap space too, like, listen, man, you don't fit my, because then you figure you got a new coach, a new coordinator. He'd be like, listen, this guy's not going to fit in my defense. I want to run a 4-3 or my offense is whatever, West Coast, whatever. Like this isn't a fit. You got to go. So if anything, you want to put in good tape for your next, to keep your job here or for somewhere else. Just don't win, man. Just don't win. Let's see. Scary thing is the generationals like to choose where they go. I know it's shit to keep bringing up the sit out by Trevor Lawrence. I don't see it, man. I think once Gase is out of here, I mean, you're going to be the king of New York. You're going to be It's a prime time spot, man. It is. Like, this is, you get the right coach. You're going to go to the New York market.
Do you think he would have a say in the head coaching process?
No. It'll be done before the draft.
So then in theory, if they hire somebody that he doesn't approve of or that he doesn't like, that could potentially open the door for that to happen.
Yeah,
let's just say they go down the Bill O'Brien path. Matt
how
Patricia,
many devil's advocate things are you doing, man? God damn it. You just went wrong side.
I'm angry today. I'm angry today.
You are angry. You should be doing the fucking comments then. You can waste your time doing that instead of pissing everybody off. And I got to deal with it. God damn, you're angry. Oh, let's see. This is a good question. See, this is what I said to you on Monday.
And I just explained that scenario. Even if Sam sucks, after these next 2 years, the amount of picks that you would have by trading that first overall pick. Okay. So fast forward to 2022. Let's just say Joe Douglas did a semi-decent job with all these draft picks. You have a legitimate foundation in place. Now you trade up, you draft your quarterback like we did with Sanchez, like the Chiefs did trading up future first-round pick for Mahomes, like the Texans did future first-round pick for Watson. You do that and you bring your quarterback into a system that's ready to go with a head coach that's been here for 2 years with players in place. What would be so bad about that?
Or you draft Trevor Lawrence and let him start growing with Beckham.
And that's fine. But what would be so bad about the other scenario?
Nothing bad, but why settle for B when you can get A? I want A.
You'd have an A team though with the B quarterback in theory. With your analysis on Sam.
It could be the F quarterback we're seeing now. Then it's gonna be another fucking spiraling thing out of control. What's gonna happen?
If you have the A team, if you have the A team, I'm fine with that.
No.
Sanchez. Darnold is not going to be worse than Sanchez. Sanchez took it at 2 AFC championship games. He's not going to be worse than that. Build the team.
Here's the depth to your plan. In your rainbow Sam Darnold scenario, which is always about roses and happiness, number 14.
It's not even about Sam, though. It's not even about Sam. It's about building a team.
No, I understand. I understand. We could build a team both ways. But your way of building the team, the B team, for bad, is that you're assuming that Sam Darnold's going to be competent and good. If he's not, then this fan base and media be like, this fucking general manager passed on Trevor Lawrence for this clown. We got to fire the general manager in 2 years with a head coach who's got in place here. And then we're going right back where we were.
Not at all.
Yes. What do you mean? No. You mean to tell me
if he hits on the draft picks? No. If he hits on the draft picks.
Dude, if you pass on Trevor and Sam is a bum, we'll be on this show in 2 years. Like, you got to fire this guy, dude. Sam sucks. He passed on Trevor Lawrence. Dude, it's not happening.
Only if he completely bombs with the rest of the picks.
Dude, it's not in the pick. It says Sam bombs out. If you think you pass on a quarterback for your own quarterback and your quarterback isn't good, you're going to get fired as a general manager. So why do it?
Not if you build a legitimate team.
No, my legitimate team is going to be building
and with the amount of holes that we have right now, I think that has to be a discussion.
It's
probably not going to happen. I get it, but it should be a discussion.
It's discussed. We discussed it, and it's been finished because.
And Joe Douglas will discuss it too. I'm sure he will.
Can we talk about what coaches we could get? Well, then there's been the same names been passed around everywhere. Now the guy from San Francisco, the defensive coordinator, is getting a lot of things because of Richard Sherman. The Eric Bieniemy thing is getting some legs now, where he's getting a lot of negative publicity. It's not good things about Bieniemy now.
You saw the tweet, that him and John Dorsey could be connected. That John Dorsey might get a GM job and then bring him along.
Yeah, but you saw Tony Pauline, who we've had on our show before. Was it Pro Football Insider, or whatever the hell he is? Yeah. So Ben Albright started with this, saying, "Listen, Eric Bieniemy's checkered past, even though it was years ago, raises a lot of questions where teams aren't really high on him. They said the perception of the can't talk tonight. The fans and the media is a lot higher than the NFL." Then Tony Pauline doubled down and said Eric Bieniemy was a terrible interview, and that's why teams last year when he went around, and I'm not. It's on his fucking Twitter page. Yeah, he said that the reputation that Eric Bieniemy has, the checkered past with some very questionable acts as a head coach you worry about, wasn't a good interview. Couldn't explain certain things, couldn't answer certain things. It's scaring teams away. Wow, fascinating. Now I'm not saying this is me. I'm just a messenger telling what I'm reading. So, I mean, maybe Bieniemy has to go with Dorsey then to be a package deal. I don't know, but it's fascinating. So if you take him out of the equation, you have the Arthur Smiths, you have the Harbaugh, which who knows?
Funny, I have a very funny feeling they're going to go with a college coach just because
Matt Campbell's high on a lot of people's list.
Matt Campbell's, I think, would be atop the list probably. I don't think Harbaugh is probably realistic just based on how much money I think he's going to get. I don't think they're going to want to go down that route. So yeah, I think Matt Campbell might actually be the top choice right now. Again, you've seen plenty of college coaches come in, Matt Rule, Kingsbury, guys that they had in the building that they passed on. So I just have a feeling that that's probably the route they're going to look to go.
This CJ Mosley, we get this question all the time, and it's a fascinating question because I was a CJ Mosley fan. Like I loved it. Like I hate the contract he got. Like I'll never pay that much for a middle linebacker. Be like, all right, all pro linebacker. We saw him on the field his one half a game against. He was probably the best player on the field.
I know.
That was 2 years ago. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Crazy.
What player are you even getting for that price tag? And
I mean,
it's almost
he's
how
still
do you trade him?
young. He's still young, but like you just said, the amount of money that he has guaranteed, you're not going to be able to trade him. So, he's going to be a Jet next year unless, they decide to eat some of the contract, which I don't think they would do.
$9 million, will you take him? Like, what the hell?
And why would you do that? When you're a team that is in desperate need of talent and desperate need of leadership, especially.
Langy, man. You got Langy, Hewitt.
I'm sorry. I completely welcome a leader like CJ Mosley on this defense. I mean, especially, again, like with the money, like we have money. We're not spending it on anybody. We're not going out and signing, 5 top free agents this offseason. That's not happening. Guys don't want to come here right now, at least not yet, until, things start to turn around a little bit. So, yeah, there's no reason not to keep Mosley at this point.
But it's that contract's such a regret now. Now you're looking at it's been such like the return on that. It's not to the level of Tremaine Johnson because Tremaine Johnson was a complete bust. Yeah. But Mosley hasn't played, dude. Like you got no return on your investment now for 2 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
Although, I mean, I guess in theory, it kind of worked out. I mean, if he was on the team this year, part of that defense, you figure he might make a difference in maybe 1 or 2 of those games. Maybe takes you out of the first overall pick. So
actually helped us. Yep.
Yeah. So
thank you, Rich. I appreciate your support. I had to fire off the Sam Darnold defender here. I'm trying my best to keep things positive and happy. So I appreciate.
I said I was playing devil's advocate, but with part truth.
Turning on you, man. Prime time can't even throw for more than 200 yards. I mean,
no, they said Sam can't, but his rookie year, he had no problem. And again, I'm just not going to make a final evaluation on Sam based on however many games he's had in the Adam Gase system. To me, that's not right. But
what was caller Steve doing no calling into your show? Well, first of all, thank you for everybody called in on Tuesday. Our show, the lines were just out of control. So we appreciate everybody called in. And then Steve was probably busy. I mean, he's becoming a celebrity now thanks to you guys. So he's probably signing autographs or something.
We're calling into other shows.
We turned it around at Miami, just saying. You guys did. Got the great coach. Made a lot of smart moves. The whole Fitzpatrick Tua thing is going to be interesting to see who handles what there. But should I start Carr in fantasy?
Yes.
Henry Ruggs going to have a field day.
Yep.
Because I think our run defense, especially with Jacobs out, I think our run defense will be all right. But our secondary is just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let's see.
That's probably going to be the game plan. Just air it out.
Primetime needs some Maker's Mark 110 proof bourbon. You need something, dude. You're way too sober, man.
Yeah. I don't usually do the hard stuff. Maybe I should.
Take a bathroom break. The one hit. Oh, my God. Let's see. A reason why I agree with Primetime is by the time the Jets are ready to make a playoff run, a possible Super Bowl run, Lawrence will be off his rookie deal. Not necessarily, man. It could be year 3. We got to be more optimistic here. When we have a good manager and a good coach, year 3, we're making a run.
We're 3 years away from a Super Bowl run.
I didn't stutter. Next year will be 6-10. The year after that, you had 9 wins on the verge. Year 3, here we come. I'll take that. I'll go from 6-9 to 10, 11. I'm down. Let's go. Trevor Lawrence, I'm all in. Let's roll.
So
back.
While acknowledging that we're 2 years behind the Bills and the Dolphins and clearly probably a decade behind the Chiefs, in 3 years, Joe Douglas is going to turn that around.
Correct.
Okay.
You will see significant progress next year.
I'm not saying we can't be a playoff team, but
we will be if Trevor Lawrence is good as we all think he can be, in 3 years, look at Holmes. Look at all these guys that they're turning things around. 3 years, they should be very, very competitive. No problem. I have no problem saying that.
Nice down clip to go back to.
Go for it, man. Prime time, come on, man. You like Mike and Sam. I guess you like to take unpopular opinions. Yeah, how about that Blake Cashman? Woof. Another legend.
Can't stay healthy.
I love that Gase took a shot at McCagnon today. That was kind of funny, though, with the whole Jordan Jacobs thing.
But, even that, though, 2016, that draft class, even though he wasn't a draft pick, Robbie Anderson, that was an undrafted free agent that year, and they tossed him out. So it's even the few things that we do have, we don't keep them.
Primetime is getting cocky like Gase said they're good practice. Practice Sam Darnold is not game Sam Darnold. Look at the film, Primetime. You've pissed them all off, dude. They're all after you now.
We're basing this off the Adam Gase offense. Just think about that. And we acknowledge the offensive line's been shit, minus Becton. The sack numbers have gone up this year. The receivers have been healthy for one game that Darnold's been out there. So, I mean, what are we basing this off of?
All right. We're going to go to the next one. See, I can go back and forth with keep the pick or trade the pick. If Jacksonville said Josh Allen, first round, 2 second rounders, and a first and a second next year, I would have to think about it.
Everybody has a price.
Yep.
And so again, I'm not saying for, just a first and a second, some bullshit deal like that. I'm talking a massive, RG3 Herschel Walker type deal. If that's on the table, you got to discuss it. You have to.
So Gase's system has hurt Herndon by prime time's logic.
Herndon just can't catch, but they don't feature him at all either. I mean, we saw the one game where, we stretched the field a little bit, made, had the one touchdown, but I mean, for the most part, he's just sucked on his own. He's dropping passes.
2 weeks ago, he was good. Last week, he was invisible. I don't know.
I mean, how many targets has he had all season? I'm willing to guess it's probably like 20, if that. Fails.
Adam Gase says, "Smash the like button and subscribe." Yeah, we appreciate that, man. We don't really promote that too much. We don't really promote anything about subscribing or doing shit. We're pretty bad at that. Yeah. But we'll live stream on Sunday, though. We will be doing that. And now the question now it's Friday night. You have a couple days. Can Let's Talk Jets bingo be a little bit more organized and not things at the box? Like, can you get in the lines now, or we have to still do it your shit?
I thought the pictures were good. I thought they were pretty
self-explanatory. We can understand what they are. Let's go back to just letters and words. We can read it and understand it. Because the pictures are just like half of them we can't understand. Then they're outside the box. It pisses people off.
Fine. Any suggestions? Put them in the comments now, and I'll update it tonight.
Prime, it's okay. I'm feeling sad for you. Yeah, it's gonna be a very difficult divorce for prime time. The day that Sam Darnold is traded, we will all come on here. I will give you your moment of silence, and you can just say what you have to say. We can do that if you like.
There's nothing happy about this. third overall pick, who showed he was better than you would agree he was better than Josh Allen his rookie year, right?
Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah,
I mean 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. But
okay. So you bring in Adam Gase, then you strip him of his best playmaker. You don't build an offensive line around him.
We understand what it all happened. We understand. Oh, there's nothing happy about it. We understand the history of Sam Darnold's demise. We get it, and complete demise. And here we are.
So younger than Joe Burrow, meaning he could have been drafted this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. Demise. That's it. Over. Done. His career's finished. Okay.
No. His career's not finished.
His
career's finished in New Jersey. He has to leave New Jersey, New York. Okay. Go somewhere else, young man. Go to San Francisco. Do your thing.
The fresh start that he can get in San Francisco. Why wouldn't it be a fresh start here with the new coach and new players around him?
We're done.
Why wouldn't that be a fresh start?
At some point, we got to cut ties. We just got to say, this is like you're in a relationship that's not working out. So then you're like, do you stay in this relationship that's not fulfilling or satisfying?
Or do you put in more work, realizing that you have a connection there?
When you start that new relationship, guess what? The happiness increases, the endless opportunities. You don't have the preconceived notions about that. You're like, wow, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Or you just realize it was good eye candy, and then after a couple months, you're down each other's throats, and you realize it's the same shit. So,
Prime and Tyson, you guys got to put it in perspective. In a college level, who has had a successful college career between Sam and Trevor, and how it translates to the NFL. You can't even compare the college careers. It's like night and day. Sam got no national championship.
I was gonna say, who is it? I think Todd McShay that had them both rated pretty similar.
No, not similar, but we had to hit somebody higher.
I'm just saying they were each in the top 4 within the last decade.
Sam should be in the top 4, but that's where he was. But you're not acknowledging that he had Trevor Lawrence higher.
And that's fine.
That's the most important thing.
So let's just say Trevor Lawrence is the A quarterback and Sam Darnold is the A- quarterback.
Why go for A- when you can get A?
Okay, but it's not just A versus A-. It's the A- with all the additional picks.
You're absolutely right. It's actually it's A versus nobody. I'm taking the A, and I'm moving on.
But I'm just saying, if it's Trevor Lawrence as the A quarterback and Sam Darnold as the A-/B+ quarterback with the additional 5-6 picks, premium picks. B. What's the better team? What's the better?
How the hell is Sam Darnold an A- right now? Are we watching the same Sam Darnold? The Sam Darnold I watched on Sunday is like a C. We're hoping to get a 3rd or 4th round pick for him.
Yes, running the Adam Gase offense with a coach who has admitted that he cannot develop Sam Darnold. That's what Sam Darnold is in the Adam Gase system.
Based on your comments right now, then Sam Darnold gives us a 1st round pick next year, right?
Depends what other team's seeing him.
No. If it's Adam Gase's offense and he is an A- quarterback, guys should be knocking on our fucking door, first round pick, and we say, know what? We have to get at least first round pick. Or if we have to settle for a third round pick, that means he's a third round talent right now, and I don't want a third round talent at quarterback. I want the number one pick in the draft.
It's possible. But again, like the same argument that I've said is going to apply to other teams. They don't know. They don't know the kind of damage that's been done, which is why I'm saying you're probably going to take Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, so the
new coach is looking at it the same way other teams are. I'm going to want to start over with my quarterback. Yep. I get it. That's what's probably going to happen. But the idea of building a better team, it's still by trading the pick, I think, most likely. If you get that package.
Does Sam Darnold have to play better for the Jets to get something for him in a trade? Are you worried the Jets will win the final game, the Patriots, and not get the first pick? The second question is, yes, I am worried that the Patriots. I'm worried the Jets win any game, not only the Patriot game. If they won 2 games, I'd be off the rails. I'd be miserable. Does Sam Darnold have to play better for the Jets to get something more from a trade?
I still think right now he's probably worth like a second rounder plus, some kind of conditional, third or fourth. But I mean, if he does put up good stats over the final 5 weeks, could he elevate it to a late first round pick? Yeah, I think so.
Gotta stay healthy too, man. Don't get banged up. Don't miss more games because of playing time.
Yeah.
That could be the ultimate nightmare. It's all right. Quinnen Williams roughing the passer. I think that's on there. That's on the bingo.
Roughing the passer in general, but yeah.
Sam throws a 50-yard bomb. Tyson has the shotgun. I'm down for that.
There we go.
I'll do it.
See 3 of them.
Yeah, we'll be seeing a miracle first. Come on, who would you want? Darnold at this point? Thank you, Caesar. Where the hell is Snoopy tonight, man? Snoopy's been causing chaos for the last like three days. It's not hard to go 8-8 in the NFL with the new cap rules, just a baseline level of competence. I agree. This could be turned around in a couple of years. You do it the right way, Trevor shines, it'll be good.
Well, turned around. I mean, define turning it around.
6 wins next year. I told you, dude. I have it all written. You know what? I'm going to make my own bingo board, all my positivity. I'm going to do all positive on Sunday.
That usually lasts with you for like all 5 minutes.
Would you trade for OBJ? Why? He's hurt.
Well, next
what are we
year.
trading for him for?
Well, next year. Get him at a low value.
No, I'm good with that.
The only reason, I mean, I would consider it. The only reason I wouldn't is because you got a lot of good free agents that are supposed to be on the market this year.
Allen Robinson's who I want.
Robinson, Galladay's out there. I think Godwin could be a free agent. I mean,
if you can get like
Juju Smith
Robinson,
also,
dude,
he's got the connection with Sam. I mean,
they can go somewhere else then. But yeah, I mean, if you can get say an Allen Robinson and draft the receiver, then you can have Robinson, Crowder, Mims, and then you have 4 legitimate weapons.
Exactly.
Then when Crowder leaves, you have like it's just
exactly. Sign one, draft another, and then you allocate the rest of the draft picks to offensive line, tight end, running back.
Yep. If you look at the Chiefs are just, of course you have Mahomes, but look at all the weapons around, and they go like one guy goes out, the next guy comes in is just as fast, just as explosive. They have like 5 or 6 guys.
Yep.
That's how you match them. You go weapons everywhere.
Yep. Imagine if Sam had that.
No, imagine it next year for Trevor. If anything, Raiders will look for revenge for what Jets did to them last season. Yeah. Listen, they lost 2 games. We whooped their ass last year. They need this game. They got to win this game, man. It still makes me nervous. I could just see this. This is going to be the game, dude. I know it. I was nervous last week, and I was wrong, so I don't know. You predicted the Jets win last week, didn't you? I did. And I thought they were going to win that last week. Defense showed up. Yeah, they did. Prime Time should start a new career as Darnold agent for real, man. But you know who that? This is Devil's advocate. My ass. This is Sam Darnold's last stand for Prime Time. Some half truths in there. Still my boy. I can't throw him away yet. Give Sam Darnold to my Patriots. Absolutely not. I'll take him, put him with Belichick and Josh McDaniels, and if he fails there, then Sam is a bust. No, you know what you do? You send Sam Darnold to Kyle Shanahan, who's winning with smoke and mirrors, or Frank Reich, and let him flourish out there. Probably more Kyle Shanahan. What he's doing there is amazing, man. Yep. Kyle Shanahan's some freaking coach. And the fact that there was 49er fans mad at him for losing when I know the whole team's injured. Sam would be a star in San Francisco. Yep. All right. Every Darnold turnover equals primetime shotgun. Every Darnold score equals Tyson shotgun. That's it. Yep. Yes, absolutely. Well, Darnold score had to be a touchdown. It can't be field goals because that's all Gase does is kick field goals. Yeah, every touchdown pass. You guys are trying to get me drunk. That's all you're trying to do.
I did 4 shotguns last week.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Here's it. Yeah, prime time. Get the bingo board straight before you come at us about Sam Darnold. I agree, man. Last week was not.
I thought it was creative last week.
Prime time gonna come and wear it all black like a funeral.
94 Knicks.
Prime time. Just watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and that will cheer you up.
I should actually. It's that time of year though for Home Alone 2. Get ready for that.
Will Tyson ever do a shotgun this year? I've done like 4 or 5 already.
It's been weeks.
It's been a couple weeks because the fucking team doesn't score. Like there's nothing.
I think Sam Darnold threw a touchdown before you last shotgunned.
It's just, I'm trying, man. I'd like to drink, but then like the only thing is though, the way Sam Darnold's playing, primetime won't be able to see, and I'll have to host a post game show again.
That's true.
Well, he's sitting there cross-eyed, so I got to keep things,
I was in rough shape last week.
Oh, here comes Shaq. Let's wait 3 years to win. Hopefully the earth blows up by year 2. We have to have higher standards. That's why our owners are happy because they feel the same way you do, Tyson. Shaq, you got to get your head out of the clouds, man. Just take a deep breath. I know the losing has set you back, but look at the vision now. You get Trevor. You'll see improvement. You're not going to expect playoffs year 1 with a rookie quarterback, with a whole new coach and all this new shit going around, but you're going to win games. I think you're going to get excited. And then this same Shaq right here is like, bro, we got our guy. Year 2, let's go make a run to playoffs. We'll be fine, man. Just give it time. We've come this far and losing. We're going 0-16. You can't go 0-16 and 12-4 next year.
Let's just say we're picking second now. Now what are you doing?
You and your devil's advocate shit.
I'm saying, I mean, you even said you think we're going to win a game this year. Very good chance the Jaguars don't win a game. So if we're picking second, what are you doing? Fields. You taking Fields?
Did you guys hear? This is interesting. Did you hear this prime time? Because if we were going to hear the only person that broke the story, you're looking at right there with the Sam Darnold hat on.
Well, in fairness, that part, as far as leaving with Jamal Adams, that was reported by Incarcerated Bob. I didn't hear that particular quote. I just heard that he went off on Adam Gase in practice last week and that he got into a fight, or an altercation, I should say, tried to fight with Joe Flacco in the parking lot after a game several weeks ago. So that's what I was told by multiple sources. So
Primetime was the only one that mentioned it. And I knew about it. It was killing me. I couldn't say that. It was just driving me crazy. Like I had a couple tweets fired out. Like, could you imagine if I'm like, I can't tell nobody.
And it's still amazing. The mainstream media guys had 24 hours. It was all in their mentions. I know they all saw it. They decided not even to ask about it. Think about what happened with IK and Gino. I mean, they were all over that story.
They hated Gino.
Yeah, exactly.
What Tyson is saying, Sam is like a relationship with us. Sam isn't bad, but you always have to leave a 4 for a 10. I agree. There it is. Very well said. Thank you, Charlie.
But Sam might be like, the 4 or 5 looks wise, but he's got the 10 personality. Trevor Lawrence, he's a stud, but I don't know what's up here with Trevor yet. I don't know if we have that connection yet.
Prime time is Sam Darnold's soccer mom complaining to the refs about why his son isn't scoring enough goals.
You call me Karen? Shit.
Oh man, this is nice. I could sit back and just prime time. I would agree with you a week ago, but the stupid interceptions by Darnold last week changed everything for me.
That's fair.
Terrible.
That's fair.
He was awful last week.
Absolutely. Listen, I didn't defend him after the game, did I?
No,
I didn't.
So something happened the last 3 days that hit you in the head or something.
Well, Gase acknowledged what I've been saying for months, which is that he didn't do his job in developing Sam Darnold. The only thing that we can agree on is that we don't know how much damage has been done or whether or not a new coach can resurrect his career and get him back to the player that he was or that he can be.
Tyson, Trevor Lawrence plays at Clemson. USC has been a garbage fire since Pete Carroll was run out of town. He didn't have Etienne or the Clemson receiver corps. Listen, man, all I know is I've watched Trevor Lawrence. He makes some throws. You're just like, holy shit. I know it's like, well, he has elite receivers. Like, listen, he's throwing just passes that are just like, dude, he's got mobility. He's smart. He sells the run pass option. I'm sold. So that means nothing to most of you, but that's my opinion.
Wish Sam could run the run pass option.
Sam, that's why he's starting to get old. Well played, man. Very well played.
I respect the comment, though.
I'd always take Lawrence. Contract speaks for itself. That's right. Rookie contract, man.
That should mean nothing.
The fucking what? You're the one that said you build around your quarterback on his rookie contract.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10. Except except right now,
now the exception is Sam Darnold. Get the fuck out of here. You're out of your mind.
Listen, no. It's not
I don't
even.
want to listen.
It has nothing to do with Sam. It has nothing to do with Sam, though. It has nothing to do with Sam.
Okay.
It has to do with what's in the building. Who are you paying? Who are you giving that money to right now? You traded Jamal Adams. You traded Jamal Adams
money when you don't have to.
It would be 1 year. 1 year on a 5th-year option where you'd be evaluating him with a completely different cast than what he has now. That's all I'm saying.
You have your core.
Who are you paying right now? But who are you paying right now, though?
But then what? But in your case, why waste money when you have the quarterback? You take that money you're going to waste on Sam Darnold, and you get receivers, an offensive line, and you build the team around. You build the team around him. Like now, you want to build around your boy Darnold. I want to build around Trevor. I don't want to spend $25 million on Sam Darnold in 2 years. I want to spend that money on players around Trevor Lawrence and let the kid flourish.
That would be 1 year. And the money that you're not spending on players, guess what? You'd have the additional 6 or 7 draft picks that would be around Sam Darnold.
No, thank you.
Right or wrong?
I'll pass. The only thing you're dropping is your cans. Nobody's believing it. Let's see. Prime time in Tyson, Jersey boy. I love what you do. Thank you. Every day you make my day. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brandon.
Let's see. Prime time is pissed. Get your shit off, Prime time. Hey, he's definitely trying to. He's defending his boy. Common sense, which we try sometimes.
I feel like you're filtering out all of my positive comments.
No, dude. I'm actually figuring out a lot of the anger that you're getting. And if you wouldn't be such a bastard, you could be doing the comments yourself right now. I could be sitting back relaxing.
You forgot to remind me. I said I would do it.
So now, not only do I have to do all this shit, now I have to remind Primetime. Now you're becoming Hollywood too. Where will Sam Darnold end up? Going to be interesting, or does he stay? Going to be a fun off season. I'm hoping when he leaves, because it's going to be when, not if, when. NFC team.
Why don't you want him in the AFC?
Because that'd just be stupid business. That's like releasing Chad Pennington and let him go to the Dolphins so he can come back and beat you. No,
if the best offer comes from an AFC team, why would you be worried about trading him to the AFC?
Because it's just not smart business.
If it's the best offer, how is that not smart business?
Oh, it's the best offer, then you have to do it. I mean, Joe Douglas should trade with the Patriots.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if it's the best offer, then
there's breaking MMA news. I gotta see what the hell it is. Something happened. Did you see how Yair Rodriguez got suspended? That's why he's not fighting for beat.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Breaking. UFC parts ways with Yoel Romero. Oh shit!
Wasn't he on the card next week or the week after?
Yeah, must be money. Probably contract shit. Whenever shit like that happens, it's always over contract.
Oh shit!
Crazy.
I was gonna say he was on one of those cards coming up.
I like him, man. He fought for a title. I hate this. Cool. Don't watch.
Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, Tyson, the Jets win 2. We still have the second overall pick. If we win 3 games, that's where we drop down to the 5th pick area. That may be the situation we're going to be facing. And that's what I'm worried about the most.
Yep.
That's kind of like... And
they were going to win 3 games?
No, winning 2.
Oh.
I think that's my biggest fear. Prime time doesn't give up. No, he's feisty tonight, man. You know what it is? I think when Coach Gase admitted defeat, that inner anger just transferred over to prime time somehow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's probably what it was. Because again, on Sunday, I was kind of aligned to the fact that was it for Sam, and I'm still saying it's. I mean, he's not coming back next year, 99%. I mean, you're taking Trevor Lawrence if you're picking first overall. Maybe if you're picking second, you entertain the trade for a new coach. But I don't know. Something happened this week. Listening to Gase admit what he's done wrong, which I have said for months.
All right, prime time. What is the least you would take for Sam Darnold?
For Sam?
I mean, for the trade back.
The pick?
Yep.
It would have to be, again, like 3 first-round picks. And that's why I think people are missing the point here. It's not so much about Sam versus Trevor. I acknowledge Trevor is the better quarterback. I'm saying if you could get 3 first-round picks plus, some second and thirds, you're talking about a massive package on top of what you already got for Jamal Adams, and on top of all the other picks that you have, plus the Williamson trade, McClendon, all the late-round picks you have. Dude, the kind of team that you could build around Sam. Sanchez went to 2 AFC championship games. You'd be able to build that kind of team. Plus the money you have, you can bring in your veterans, you can sign guys. I mean, this would be a team that would be set up for success in 2 years. And if Sam's still not getting it done, okay, then you trade up and you get your quarterback in 2 years. That would be my theory.
Okay. I haven't seen one shotgun from Tyson. I did one what? Wasn't last
2 months ago?
2 weeks. No, it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Not my fault that Mims hasn't scored a touchdown yet. Would you bring back Fitzy to back up Trevor? No. I'd bring in friggin' McCown. I don't want
love McCown back.
Fitzpatrick, dude. Like, I'm so
No,
tired of
no.
Fitzpatrick and his bullshit.
I love McCown
Picked up Ruggs in fantasy. He's going to scorch the secondary. Yeah, that kind of speed, man, against our secondary. I guess Bless Austin will be back this week. Is that true?
Oh, is he?
Is it? I don't know. The injury report. I didn't look at it really. To be honest with you. Yeah, the injury report. I didn't see him mention this. Maybe not.
Let's see.
Cameron Clark play? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Wish. At least we're getting Fant back.
Green on green this weekend. Here's the injury report. Yeah, he's not on there. Bless Austin's not on there.
Oh, shit. Isn't he on IR, though, or did they take him off?
Is he? Oh, you're right.
IR.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no,
yeah.
Shit, you're right. No, that's right, because his neck injury. My bad. You're right. Nope, definitely. What we saying about the 2020 draft class, then who's a bust? The 2020 draft class is a lot of unknowns because Zuniga, we have no idea. Ashton Davis is a work in progress. Not really sure what he is. Mims has had flashes. Beckton's had flashes.
I wouldn't say
okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anybody's a bust yet, but I mean, definitely Zuniga and Ashton Davis for, third round picks. I think you'd like to see a little bit more out of them for their rookie year. And then obviously just the James Morgan pick just never made any sense to begin with. Fourth round pick and a backup quarterback. Yeah.
He's not a starting running back, I don't think. Though you still need somebody else. No. A much more explosive, powerful guy.
Yep. Or at least somebody to complement what he does.
Eric Bieniemy stuff is misinformation so that another team can get him. These reports aren't coming out from New York sources. Yeah. These are coming out from nationwide analysts. So it's not a New York story. And it's not one guy saying it. It's like 3 or 4 guys that are saying it now.
Well, I mean, unless I guess that comment's just saying that like there's a certain team that's leaking it out to those reports.
It could be Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, could be, but
yeah. Certainly possible.
Let primetime control the comments. You stink at controlling. Why? Because I call you out in your bullshit, Shaq. You had arguably the worst call of the night on Tuesday. Your takes today are terrible. The only thing consistent is terribleness, and it's you. And then the best thing is he roasts me, and they like, bro, I didn't get my shirt yet.
Got my shirt.
Everybody wants shirts. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
We got to get more of the Let's Talk Jet shirts.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. I'm starting to feel bad that we all treat Primetime as a redheaded stepchild on the show.
Yeah,
no, he likes this role. He likes the devil's advocate role. He likes to cause chaos and controversy. I'm the voice of reason here.
That's you, man.
Trying to keep everybody sane around here.
See, you're the one who always spreads the gasoline, lights the match, and then you step away like you didn't do anything.
That's so not true.
That's exactly what you do.
Gore cracks 100 rushing yards, both shotgun. I'm down for that. We can do that too. You writing these down? Or do I got to do that too now? Wait, see, look at this shit.
I was going to go back and watch it afterwards.
Sweet. I got to do the comments and now write down the comments too for you. See, and here you go, Romeo. This is why we're friends, Romeo. Shaq had the worst call on Tuesday. I'm sorry, bro. Tyson caught him contradicting himself. He did. He talked in a complete, yeah. Shaq talked in a complete circle, dude. He went complete full circle on his whole call.
His Eli Manning point, though, was valid. That was the one point that, I think he saved himself.
The minute he started mentioning Patrick Mahomes, right downhill, man. You cannot even bring him up at any kind of conversation about a struggling quarterback.
Yeah.
S stands for Sam Darnold confirmed. I agree. It's got the USC colors. It's not a Summit hat. I don't believe that still right now. You're just like Coach Gase. You become Coach Gase, dude. You've lost credibility. You're saying shit. You're lying to us. You're just like him now. Let's see. All joking aside, I get how Prime feels. With that said, you cannot pass on Trevor with the first pick, and you already have a selection of draft picks when you gave us Jamal.
That's fair. And I'm not going to take that away from the new head coach. I mean, he's going to want to start over fresh with his own guy, and that's perfectly fine. But I still think if, there's some kind of belief in Sam Darnold, that you'd have to at least weigh whatever trade offers are out there.
Yeah, a game in Vegas, Jets game in Vegas, I'm so down for that. That's like a 4-week bender, man. There's just like drunken Jet fans everywhere. Like once hopefully like we're done with all this, the COVID stuff, Jets in Vegas would be nothing good's coming out of that trip. Yeah. Nothing at all.
Live out there.
Could you imagine? Let's see. See, I'm ignoring all these nasty comments about you. I'm just strolling right through these.
Bring them on. I don't run. I don't hide.
I love how Primetime is a guy who is into betting but keeps losing all the shotgun bets.
That's true. I only lose when I bet on the Jets or anything with the Jets.
Why does everyone basically believe that Trevor will automatically be that good? We're not saying he's automatically be that good, but he's a very highly touted prospect that you hope is that good. Like anything, we hope every guy we draft is good. Like when they took Becton, I can honestly say I didn't want Becton. I wanted, what's his face?
Worse.
That's it. So I mean, like you never know. You know, it's all the draft is it's a lottery. You never know what the hell you're getting. As we've learned with Hackenberg and Geno and all these other clans, Calvin Pryor and Darren Lee and D Milner, and you never know. But the only thing I can guarantee,
like you said, though, you don't know. You never know, and I think that's what some people are a little bit concerned about. Is that he's in a perfect system right now. He's got all the time in the world to sit back there and throw. Yes, he has all the intangibles. I think he's going to be a phenomenal quarterback, but you never know. I mean, you're taking a chance on a draft pick.
Guys, remember, you can't do the post-game show because of the Vegas rule. Yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we won't make a post-game show there. We'd never make it. We wouldn't even get to the friggin' bar. Let's see. Trevor Lawrence smoked Alabama and Ohio State. Sam got smoked by Ohio State.
Different teams.
You've become a man.
I'm running out of excuses at this point.
You've become. I don't know what happened. I thought the show would be happy, but for Prime Sugar Cube habit.
Thank you.
Let's see. When the Jets play in the Super Bowl, where do you want to see it? What city? I can give a fuck, dude. Just make it. Just make it there. I'll be happy. I'll go sit in Alaska. Seriously, I don't give a shit where it is.
Yep. You'd go, right?
We've talked about this. I mean, I would go. I want to be at the championship game. My goal is to be at the championship game and see him clinch it and just celebrate because that's the fan experience. The Super Bowl is not a fan experience, dude. It's commercialized, all the bullshit, all the fanfare. I may go to the Super Bowl city, but not go to the game. Like going to like a really bar with all Jet fans, watch it there.
Yeah,
I don't want to. I don't think I want to be in the stadium. To be honest with you, I'd probably enjoy more like the championship game win and the post game celebration with all the fans than actually being at the Super Bowl.
I think I'd be too nervous to go to a Super Bowl. I don't know, especially paying like $5,000 for a ticket, and then if they lose.
Well, Tyson McCullough worked for a week at the Jets made the championship game. If the Jets win the Super Bowl, dude, I was miserable when they lost to the Steelers. I didn't talk to anybody for a week. And that was only a few years ago. I didn't talk to anybody for a week. I was just silent. I had no voice, pissed off, drove back for 6.5 hours in the shitty fucking mountains.
We still haven't made the playoffs since.
Nope. Terrible. Let's see. Browning Nagel versus Sam. Let's see. Can we get the soundboard for the game live streams? We'd love to hear "Gotta Listen to the Film" after every Frank Gore dive.
I might be able to do that, actually. I might be able to set that up.
Do UFC live tomorrow, guys, on ESPN. What do you want us to do? Like watch the fights, just talk about them? I could do that. I mean, it's up to you guys.
I'll be around.
I mean, I don't know. Like I would, and we can. I mean, the UFC's. I spill my drink.
Is that 9 in a row now?
Son of a bitch. How the hell did that happen? God damn it.
That's definitely. I'm writing that down now. That's going on the bingo board.
God damn, man. Yeah, I think I gotta look at the UFC rules for live streams. Though they got some rules too, though. I think definitely.
Well, as long as we're not showing it.
Yeah.
Or listening to the audio.
Yep, we got to get on this too. We keep saying it. Can we watch the intro Adam Gase press conference? Definitely got to do that. But Primetime's slacking off.
I have it ready to go. I told you.
Then why don't we just do it? When are we going to do it?
Whenever you're ready.
All right.
Maybe that'll be the one that I filter the comments finally.
Oh, finally. It'll be about time. Let's see. Vegas would be wild. Yeah, I mean, that trip would be just ridiculous. Let's see here.
Ouch.
Oh, man.
Poor Nate.
Yeah, man, I could talk UFC. I have no problem doing that. I can't break down all the X's and O's on jiu-jitsu. I'm more of a striking coach, but I can give you approaches and strategies and shit like that. And we can talk about the horrific officiating most of the time. The guy's eating like 35 punches and Herb Dean's like, Are you okay? Are you okay? The fucking guy's nose is sideways and shit. Ridiculous. Who do you think will be a bust in the 2021 draft? Dude, I have no idea. Hopefully it's not Trevor Lawrence.
Imagine. That would hurt me worse, man. If we took Trevor and then we watched Sam go on to be a star
Jet
somewhere.
fans aren't so bad. We're harmless, man. We know our team suck. We're hoping for losses. We want the coach fired. You know when Jet fans are bad? When we're good. We are dangerous. We're not good very often. Like the Rex Ryan years, we were assholes. We were assholes. We were unbearable.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Talked way too much shit. For a team that's rarely in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. Vegas live stream from the Spearmint Rhino. That paid. This live stream. We could do that. We'd probably get. I can't even imagine. We'd be dead. Let's see. Where's that John Jones question? I just saw. Oh, the John Jones going to heavyweights fascinating. Have you seen him? Dude, he's doing powerlifting again.
Is he fighting Ngannou?
He wants to fight Stipe, and he wants to. He's calling out everybody. But Dana White's can give him a big fight because he has to get paid a lot of money. His contract, he's going to get millions for this fight. But he's enormous, dude. The only thing you wonder about is that his athletic ability with that added weight. Because his whole thing is that front kick, the chop kick to the knee, all like those crazy elbows and shit like that. If it was a little bit slower because he's bigger, and Stipe is kind of he's like a lighter heavyweight. I don't know, man. It'd be interesting to see how he does. Yeah, the main event changed last night. Tomorrow night. Vittori's taking on short notice. He's a badass, man. He is a bad dude. He actually beat a guy from New Jersey, Carl Roberson.
That was his last fight, right?
Yeah. He's a very well-rounded dude, intense. It's gonna be a good fight. I'm probably gonna take him, but that's a good fight. Let's see. Do you think the Giants will make the playoffs?
No. I'm gonna say the Redskins win it.
I don't think Daniel Jones is gonna play Sunday, so Seahawks can whip their ass. I think here's my bold prediction. Want to hear a bold prediction? I think the entire NFC East loses on Sunday.
I could see that. I mean, they're all playing elite teams. I mean, that's not really a bold prediction.
Yep.
Yeah,
man.
Well, I'm saying you got who? The Packers, the Ravens, Seattle, and who else?
The Redskins play the Steelers. Who do the Eagles play?
The Eagles have somebody good too.
Boy, that guy, Doug Peterson's getting run out of town.
Wait, Eagles have the Packers. Yeah.
Eagles have the Packers. Yeah. So I think the whole NFC East loses, which helps the Giants. Hopefully you get Daniel Jones back next week.
Yeah.
But Doug Peterson, man, now he's getting up play calling duties. You tell me he doesn't miss Frank Reich? I don't want nothing to do with Doug Peterson. I changed my mind completely on him. I want nothing to do with him. He's handled this terribly. Yeah. He could not be more. If he's getting eaten alive by the Philadelphia media, can you imagine struggling here with New York?
I feel like Wentz and Darnold are pretty much in the same situation right now. So.
Yep. But he is melting. He did that Zoom conference with his Super Bowl trophy next to him. Like, what a clown. Let's see what we got here. Yes, you did. Come on, man.
You did, Shaq.
it's just come on, Shaq. Maybe you had some Trulies while you were called in. Maybe we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But
I'm usually in your corner, Shaq. But yes, you mentioned Mahomes.
All this primetime slander. Primetime's embracing it, though. He's egging everybody on. He knows everybody wants Lawrence, and he's still egging on this trade down bullshit.
I said I was playing devil's advocate.
Do you guys think Trevor Lawrence can be a Pro Bowl type guy? Well,
he fucking better be.
Number one pick in the draft. We don't want a Sam Darnold type at this point. Shit.
Sam will be there eventually. He'll be there. With Shanahan, he'll be there.
Tyson, I would hold off on announcing your plans until a new head coach is hired, just in case the Jets hire the wrong coach. I mean, who would be like? Say they fire Gase. Who would be a coach they hired that you'd be like, you've got to be kidding me? Like, you just riot. Who would it be?
Patricia, Bill O'Brien, Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett would be one. I wouldn't want Jason Garrett.
Yeah, any one of those guys.
Trying to think of any coordinators. Like, it's hard because like for me, like a first
Jim Caldwell.
That's a name getting mentioned a lot now too. Everybody's circling that name a lot now.
Matt Nagy. Wouldn't want anything to do with him.
God, Matt Nagy be the end. I mean, that's if you fire a coach at 30, like right now, Doug Peterson's on the decline in Philadelphia. That'd be the same thing as what Adam Gase was in Miami. Why would you take a coach that got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way. Let's see. I want Darnold on the 49ers. I bet you do.
Good teams. Good teams recognize talent.
What is this? This is CM Punk has a better shot of beating George St. Pierre than Sam winning a game. I don't know, man. I have a real bad feeling about Sunday. I'm worried about this one. Brian Dable is very reputable. Buffalo's offense, man. I like what they do. I like how they build around Josh Allen. I like they're pretty diverse, man. They're aggressive. I like the way. I wouldn't hate it. I really. What about you?
No, same thing. I mean, Buffalo's the blueprint for how you develop your quarterback. They built their system around Allen. They got him playmakers, and he's
This
thriving.
one I would hate. I can't take Brian Schottenheimer, dude. And he doesn't even call the plays. The fucking Pete Carroll tells him what to do, what kind of mindset to have, and I'm done with the. And I probably have ill will because the whole Brian Schottenheimer experience here with his play calling and his bullshit. I'll pass on that one. No, thank you. Joe Brady is a name often heard. I mean, it's hard to not like what he's doing, but you worry about, a lot of inexperience there. Do you want to, you kind of want to have a very
what's the staff?
Yeah, a very prominent defensive coordinator has some kind of head coaching experience to help him. Especially like the one thing that, like even Mike Westhoff said that you have a guy experienced head coaching your team. Like I saw the one thing was like Wade Phillips, something like that. The guy's not only good, like head coach experience, he knows the league rules. He can help you with timeouts, game management, time management, how to set up your training camp, how to do certain things. Like you have all those pointers next to you to help you guide you through like all that learning curve and all that stuff of being a first-time head coach. It goes a long way, man.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tyson called work for a week. We did that one already. I couldn't even imagine they won a Super Bowl. I'd be drunk for 2 weeks. Nobody even see me.
I think it would be the same thing if they lost the Super Bowl, though.
Yep. Oh yeah, the U.S. Super Bowl lose. Either way, it's gonna be. I'll be
Either way, I'll be drunk for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Do you guys have any preference for the new head coach as far as coordinators versus college coaches versus retreads? I definitely have one. Get prime time.
I would say definitely prefer to avoid the retreads. I wouldn't mind a college coach, to be honest, because I feel like the few that have been hired, the past couple of years, they've had some success. Coordinators, I'm still a fan of Bieniemy. I know there's some stuff we talked about earlier behind the scenes that we might not know about. So I'd be curious to see kind of what goes on in that interview process. But yeah, the college coaches are probably at the top right now, including Harbaugh, who I still think should be in the conversation. And then Bieniemy and Matt Campbell from college as well. I think he should be up there. There's a number of guys.
Now, the only thing I like is I like the college coach, head coach like Matt Campbell and guys like that, because I want a guy that's run a program. Like I'm getting a little bit tired of like the first time coordinators, like the first time head coaches where you got to learn all this. Like I kind of want a guy who has a program, an established guy with a president, with a blueprint, and establish a winning. Like Matt Rule is the blueprint. Like the guy, he rebuilt 2 programs. He won a lot. He had a vision. He knew exactly what he wanted. They said, I got to inherit a coach. Fuck you, I ain't going there. Like that's the kind of guy you want, like a proven guy. Now, who that is, a lot of
even the other guy from Northwestern, I think Pat Fitzgerald, and he's talked about kind of this, in a similar fashion as far as being a player's first coach, being able to build a program. So yeah, all those guys.
Yeah, like a lot of the big names of college aren't leaving, like the Dabo Sweeneys and like the guy Shaw from Stanford. Like they're not leaving, but it makes sense to do it, but they're not going to come. I don't think Woody's going to pay him, which is another big problem. Not Dan Quinn. I have a bad feeling we're going to end up with Bill O'Brien or Dan Quinn.
Bill O'Brien scares me. Bill O'Brien scares me.
No way you hired Dan Quinn. No way. That's exactly what we just went through. Like you want to just.
Well, he was the runner-up to Todd Bowles the first time around. So New Jersey guy, Morristown.
Yep. Neil, you surround Brady with former head coaches like the Giants did with Judge. And the one thing I like that Joe Judge does, I'm a big fan of this, is he's not a coordinator. He sits back and he watches everything. So you get the pulse of what's going on with your team, and you can manage the actual game. Like, say, for example, I know I understand.
Well, that's why Gase gave up the play calling so that he could do that.
Right. Yeah, we'll go with that. But like I like the guy. He's like, all right, you have like Jason Garrett, you have Patrick Graham, and you see what they're both doing. But while they're fixing things, you're watching the game. So if the offense, they could say like right now with Gase, when the defense is on the field, he's fucking over here, he's down here. He doesn't even know what's going on with defense. Joe Judge has a feel for it. Like the offensive line issue, he went and he got the guy fired, but like, listen, he fixed it. Special teams guy had a problem. He's involved in special teams. Yeah. And that's the one thing with John Harbaugh. That was John Harbaugh. He was a special teams coach. Like, I like that, the well-rounded. I like that having 2 coordinators thing, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't want Gase to do that, though, because I wouldn't trust his evaluation on anything that he's seeing on the defensive side. For Judge, I think that makes plenty of sense to do that.
Yeah, no, for Gase it doesn't, because you're hired to bring in your offense. But if you bring in I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Brian Flores down in Miami? think he's doing a great job. But here he's got a hell of a tough call now with Fitzpatrick and Tua once Tua is healthy though. Good luck with that one. But
I thought Tua was playing this week.
Is he?
Checking right now. Oh, he's not set.
Tyson and Kevin, what is the difference between Adam Gase and mosquitoes? Mosquitoes were only annoying in the summer.
That's a good one. Yeah, I guess the Dolphins haven't picked their quarterback yet for Sunday.
I picked up Fitzpatrick, my fantasy team. Dude, my fantasy team is a complete disaster. So I had Drew Brees and Joe Burrow.
Oof.
Great, right? That's just wonderful. So I'm like, all right, I'll beat the curve. I'm going to pick up Jameis Winston. Like, right when the injury happened, I didn't know they were going to go to Taysom Hill. I figured you go Jameis Winston. What the fuck would I know? I do, but our league, you got to do it right away, though. You had to do it like first thing Tuesday morning. So
why didn't you pick up both?
It's a waiver wire claims. He can only get we have all kinds of fucking rules. So I'm like, all right, Jameis Winston. That doesn't work out. So now I'm trying to claim every friggin' quarterback. I get stuck with Alex Smith. I'm like, all right. Now this week I'm down to Alex Smith against the Steelers or Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Is Darnold available?
He is. I won't
pick him up. Pick him up.
No, absolutely. I will. No, absolutely not. No.
Against the Raiders?
Nope.
I put up points against them last year.
Hey, Viper. Hey, guys. Thanks for the stuff. Love that signed photo of Fireman Ed. I'm glad you got it, man. Thank you. I also love Don LeGreca's rant on Gase. Mandy gave it to him after that press conference where he threw Sam under the bus. Yeah, all the Fireman Ed stuff was mailed out. So whoever emailed us, you should have it. Yeah, Don LeGreca went off, man. Called him a fraud, went crazy. And it's nice to see people doing that, man. Like
called him a saboteur.
Yep. Which everything he was on point. Yep. And it's so funny that everybody's finally saying it. We've been saying this for what? 8 weeks?
Since November of last year, we've been saying it.
Crazy. But we're glad you got the picture, man. That's awesome. Good.
And that was the point of like hammering away at it, back last year, so that like this kind of damage couldn't have been done to Sam Darnold. And you're not 0-11 talking about a complete rebuild like this to avoid all this damage. That's why they should have did it last year instead of actually dragging it out into this year. But
let's see. Bring back Perryman.
Depends on the price.
And let's let him finish the season well and
stay healthy.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's an interesting one. Who's the worst out of this list? Idzik, McCagnon, or Gase?
I'll go Gase, Idzik, McCagnon. In that order.
Shit. Gase is going to be third. It's going to be the order it's there.
What?
Because the damage of not drafting any players when you have so many set your organization back 5 years. Like Idzik did a ridiculous amount of damage. No, you know what? It's going to be McCagnon, Idzik, Gase. Because McCagnon not only drafted terribly, he wasted a shitload of money too while he's doing it. And then Gase. Because general managers, man, if you have 2 really bad years, it takes us 5 years to recover from that shit. When you're poor drafts, your poor free agency.
Yeah, but Idzik didn't hit on like anything. I mean, he had Sheldon and Quincy, who
what exactly
Quincy was fine, but
hit on?
I mean, Jamal, Sam. I'm still going to say Sam's okay. Leonard Williams is now a player with the Giants. Robbie Anderson was another free agent.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Some guy came after me today. Some guy's like, you didn't know what the fuck you're talking about, Leonard Williams. I'm like, oh, really? Now we're going to go down this path to Leonard Williams? Now he's that guy?
7 sacks. Pro Bowl, probably.
$18 million a year. No, thank you. Let's see. I know you guys are worried about Gase, and not to mention Quentin Williams has been a beast. Quentin Williams is playing better now than Leonard Williams ever did while he was a member of the Jets. And it's not really even close.
McCagnon drafted him too.
Yeah. Well, there you go. See, there you go. Idzik is worse. I know you guys are worried about Gase coming back, but he's gone, man. He's gone. I think he is too.
Hope so.
Even prime time has turned the corner with it. I think we all admit his press conference today was kind of like, or yesterday was like, all right, we can see that he's figured it out finally.
Just everything from the last 2 weeks, the local media, the national guys hammering away. I think it's just become too much of an embarrassment now for ownership to drag it out for another year.
Here we go. Somebody just unplugged Shaq's computer. Our hate is so bad for Darnold. Oh my God. Our hate is so bad for Darnold. We forgot who is the real root of the problem. That's Adam Gase. No, we've acknowledged how bad Adam Gase is, but it's okay to acknowledge that Darnold is struggling and needs to go. It's
but acknowledging that Adam Gase is historically bad, but then refusing to acknowledge that that's going to have some kind of effect on your young 23-year-old quarterback.
But it could all be true. Listen. I've told you over and over. Adam Gase has ruined Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has ruined Sam Darnold. The Jets have ruined both of them. They've all fucked up, and they all need to go.
How is
Darnold
Sam
needs to
Darnold
go.
ruined
Gase
Sam
needs to
Darnold?
go. He's not getting better either, though. He's giving us the same fucking excuses he began his rookie year. Making bad reads, throwing bad interceptions. He's not getting better either. You can only blame so much on Gase, dude. Like, at some point, Darnold takes some responsibility himself. The Jordan Palmer videos are real cute in July, but come, November, December, actually show what you did there on the field. He's not doing that either. Would you guys pay any of the available free agent running backs or draft a cheap one?
Draft. Shelf life on running backs is usually 3 to 4 years anyway. So if you can get a nice young running back in here who's got some speed, change of pace back to complement P. Ryan, I think that's what they need.
Yeah, I mean, the Derrick Henrys aren't really that common anymore, right? You're just like now it's like you get these young guys, get them in 4 or 5 years. Everybody's platooning. You have the one power guy, you have the one speed guy, make them all versatile and just keep cycling them in.
Yep. Well, that's what Gase wanted to do, right?
Let's see. Oh yeah, once you draft the guy, once they get to their big time contract, you don't re-sign them. It doesn't a lot of times doesn't pan out. Let's see. Jamal Lettuce. Are you guys worried we're going to steal a win and lose out on the number 1 pick? Yes.
Yep.
Who is Blitz? Who does this guy? He keeps. I don't know who's Blitz Boy. If Blitz Boy gets
on, you don't follow social media. Jamal.
Oh,
come on, dude.
Dude, I don't. I thought we call him president. Now he's Blitz Boy.
Well, because he was getting knocked as only being a safety that can blitz, that became, I guess, his hashtag Blitz Boy.
That's all he can do.
It's like a shot to everybody that rips
coverage is horrendous. He's unbearable, dude. He is so unbearable. And now he's like at the games, like, to all the doubters and shit like that. Like, dude, Seattle's supposed to be a playoff team.
But hold on, if he was doing that same act in New York, we'd be calling him Prez and we'd be loving it.
Yeah, but to say like people are criticizing the Seahawks, they're supposed to be a playoff team. They have one of the best records in football. So if you start losing games, are people ignoring losing? Like,
I mean, they're 8-3 right now.
Jamal's got to get used to higher expectations. This is what real organizations do.
Well, I mean, look where he was.
Like, I'm happy for Avery Williamson, to be honest with you. He's went out there in Pittsburgh. It's good to see that.
Yep. And McClendon too with Tampa. He should have a shot in the playoffs.
Yep. Let's see. Prime time for Gase's next interview. Eat a bowl of shredded wheat during the interview. Those interviews are getting tougher and tougher, man. They are getting so tough. Let's see what we got here. How much longer are we going for, man? I don't even know. I'm just cranking out questions here while you're
tell me, man.
I don't know.
A few more.
What's a real timeline to a really competing? It's tough when people ask who's your favorite football team. The oh boys and laughs are starting to bother me. Dude, once you get rid of Gase, you're starting the process on the way back up. Hopefully you're hire a legitimate coach, right? That already changes the notion of across half the NFL. Like, all right.
Well, look at the Raiders right now. I mean, Gruden came in, he cleaned house, got rid of Khalil Mack for 2 first-round picks.
Look at the
Jamal
Panthers,
Adams.
Yeah. The Panthers, they got Matt Rule. They're not even winning games, but they're more respecting that. Like, all right, this is a team on the rise. They're playing hard. They're playing smart. They're a few pieces away.
I mean, it realistically, it should only be a year before we're playing, respectable football. With the money we have, with all the draft picks, if you hire the right coach and Trevor Lawrence is the real deal, you should be playing respectable football next year.
Yeah, and I actually believe that Darnold was going to be a star. We all did. And that's the other thing.
I still do.
You know what? You know what's funny? I'm getting so fucking tired of getting tweets from people saying, I knew Sam was going to suck. Oh. You know, it's funny because primetime, we did shows throughout the entire draft process. After they drafted Sam, the year going into the season, everybody, all Jet fans love Sam Darnold. We thought we hit the jackpot finally. We were ecstatic. And I didn't get one tweet. You didn't get tweets.
I'll say one exception to that. There were maybe a 5%, 7% portion of the fan base that because we never expected Darnold to drop to 3, we never got our hopes up for him. And so those people were kind of like, oh, I always wanted Baker or Rosen all along. Well, because you never thought Sam was going to be there. Yep. That I think had more to do with it than anything else. But
no, that's the thing though. Like, oh, then it's like, then the best thing is, I told you. I'm like, let's see the tweets, dude. Like, because the one thing that Primetime and I do, we could be wrong as fuck. We don't delete nothing. We don't delete videos. We don't delete shit. We got some shit out there just bad. Like I have shit out there. I have some predictions that are just horrendous.
Every now and then they pop up in my mentions too. Like, see what you fucking said about McCagnon? I'm like, yeah, I said that. Yeah. Yeah,
but you look at it and you're like, all right, listen, we own it. Like, we all make mistakes. We're fans. We're not experts. We own it. But like now these people, I get like 5 a day. Yeah. I told you Sam was terrible. I said nobody did. You know, every draft guy, we had them all on our show. We'll have on a bunch of them. You guys hit it. The Jets finally got their guy. Everybody's happy. So,
and that's my point, that the evaluation with Adam Gase running things hasn't, deterred me off of that initial thought that he could still be what everybody thought he was going to be, what all the experts thought he was going to be.
Kevin, if Keyshawn agrees with you to keep Sam, I am with you. I want to keep Sam and see what he can do with a better head coach. Well, Keyshawn's from USC. Sam's his boy. Like they're pals.
That is not
two USC guys supporting each other. Oh, come on, man. That's a whole USC connection.
No, not at all.
Since when is Keyshawn the voice of football reason? I love Keyshawn.
Keyshawn knows.
Keyshawn knows. I wonder what Corbett. I wonder what Corbett thinks. Corbett's like, get rid of this clown out of here.
I know Namath is already off the Darnold bandwagon.
Dude, he's funny, man. Namath's funny, man. He's an interesting guy. He can be swayed to say certain things, but he pushes stuff.
Oh yeah.
What we got here? Let's see. It doesn't matter what play is called on the sideline. The quarterback decides where the ball is thrown after the snap. Sam Darnold makes the worst decisions when he throws the ball.
Okay, so if receivers aren't gaining separation, or if you're not calling deep threats, or if the defense knows what's coming, is that easy for a quarterback to execute? I mean, what's he supposed to do exactly? I mean, the two of the three touchdowns he does have this year, he was running around for 9 seconds, to make them happen. I'm not saying he hasn't missed plays. I'm not saying he hasn't made some poor decisions. That's obvious. But I'm saying most of it is a product, I think, of the system that he's in and what's around him.
Yeah, no, I agree. When will you guys review the introductory press conference? We'll get to it. We got to schedule it. We will schedule it. What we'll do is we'll figure out a day and we'll announce it on Sunday. We got to do it. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be nice and drunk for that one.
Next Thursday, Friday, maybe?
Let's see. Adam Gase ready for the interview yet? He won't come on tonight. I thought for sure tonight he was gonna come on front and center, but he didn't. He wasn't ready. He's busy spending time with his family now. Now he's got more free time on his hands. Denzel Mim gets separation. He missed him for 2 interceptions.
I mean, on the specific interceptions, that the plays we're talking about?
This video. This is my favorite primetime video. When Primetime had this big video with the whole board, if you want, go. It's on our channel, right?
The comments about McCagnon getting fired, I think, because I mean that was one that we agreed on, though.
Right, but I'm saying my favorite video is the one you did when you broke it down. You tried to give it to us all, like you don't understand, and here's this, and you had a chart. You have a chart?
I did, yes, I did. But the premise of that though was still correct, which was what I was saying was that in 2018, whenever they drafted Sam Darnold, I said, we were going to be in position to take the quarterback, and then the following year we were going to be in position with all the cap space. The problem is we didn't fucking execute on anything. The money we spent didn't do much, and the rest of the
there's
draft.
There's some great McCagnon videos on Primetime. There's some brilliant ones. I have some bad ones too. So I mean, what would take for Primetime to come to the Trevor side?
I'm pretty much there. I mean, I'm not.
Sound like it. Just devil's advocate, man. Just devil's advocate.
Listen, I'm acknowledging that a new coach is probably taking Trevor Lawrence, and I'm fine with that. I'm just saying that the conversation should be had based on what you could potentially put around Sam Darnold, which is going to be different from what you could put around Trevor Lawrence. I'm not like making my final evaluation on Sam based on what he did in the Adam Gase offense. I think that's stupid, especially when he showed a lot more under Jeremy Bates, who still wasn't really a great offensive coordinator. And he's 23 years old. He's younger than Joe Burrow. He could have been drafted this year. Those are all facts.
Man, I just want to win. My dad's a Seahawks fan. My mom's a Ravens fan. My brother's a Steelers fan. Oh, shit. I'm tired of being bullied by them. Well, and that's the one thing is those teams all have an identity on offense and defense. Physical, fast, furious. They do all kinds of shit. Well coached. That's one of the things I always hated. Like, I hate when we used to always play physical teams, we used to always get our asses beat. I used to hate that. Like, we played that finesse kind of soft. And then we just with any kind of big time team, they just whoop our ass. I used to hate, especially it was like always like Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Like they used to mash us. We weren't even competitive most of the time.
And that's why I was so intrigued by like the early Rex years. It seemed like we were starting to transition into that, and then it blew up after 2 years.
Is Lange a keeper? I think so. Yep. That guy's did you read a story about the car accident with his wife and how he survived? Dude, how the hell can you watch that and see what he's doing now and not root for him, man? He's a very, very easy to root for. Primetime's cold takes are more consistent than first down Gore runs. Listen, man, I'm just bringing them out. I'm ciphering out the nice ones.
I'm actually scared for doing the comments now.
I'll give Primetime a Trevor Lawrence bobblehead for Christmas. That's a nice present.
I mean,
Very nice.
I'll take it.
Um,
Oh well, with my Geno Smith bobblehead.
Tyson, question for you: how did I meet caller Steve? I could tell you, a Jets scrimmage at MetLife Stadium. I was sitting there. I got there late, and I came down like in the corner end zone, and I was like over there, and all of a sudden, like he was sitting there, and then he said something. I'm like, oh no, I forget how the conversation started, but we just started talking, and I'm like, oh, he's like, how do you know so much? I'm like, we do a radio show. I got to call in there. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, he's like, I got to tell you what I think about this. I'm like, all right, well then let's go. And now he tailgates with us. And now he
steals our food,
drinks our beer, and insults us on social media. It's a true experience. I mean, who else can feed you, give you beer, and you can insult them and don't do anything about it. It's awesome. And give you a format to become like, to do other.
He's famous now too.
Oh my god! What a see. Deep down, we are nice guys, man. We
try to
we don't seem like it. Neville Hewitt is good, a role player, linebacker, good like depth guy. I would guess.
You want him as your starter?
You do or you don't?
I wouldn't.
Would you be happy with Lange and CJ Mosley next year?
I'd be okay with that. And you also have Cashman. You know, if he's healthy, I mean. As your coverage guy, I mean, you could bring back Hewitt too.
Is Owasu a 1-year deal?
Yeah,
it was. He was nothing this year. He didn't do shit.
I was excited to see him too.
Have you guys ever met the Johnson family? I have. I've met Woody and Chris several times.
I haven't met Chris yet.
Woody Johnson used to always walk around the parking lot. He did it a lot. Early on, he did it a lot. And the Jets were winning. He was always around. Then he started losing. But then he still faced the music. The one game I ripped into him. Not like nasty, but I was like, dude, this is killing us. Like, these fans are miserable. So yeah, they're nice. They try to be nice. Shaq, dude, I've invited you to come train. I'm like, you come up and box and come up and kickbox. I invite you all the time, man. Stop hiding. Stop making excuses now. Do you think Gase will cut Alex Lewis?
No,
he's on injured reserve now, isn't he? Non-football injured reserve.
Non-football injury list for 3 weeks, and then I guess the expectation is that he's going to come back after that.
Yeah, which I doubt. I think he'll probably be done.
Well, unless Joe Douglas is in his corner.
We aren't going to do the favorite movie or TV show conversation again. I mean, Primetime got so much attention for the last one. I'm trying to save him because the forgetting Sarah Marshall thing.
I told you I went with my comedy selection because you went serious. If I was going with my serious selections, I probably would have said, something along the lines of what you said with Goodfellas, maybe Training Day, The Departed, I'd throw in there. But I was going comedy. That's why I went with Sarah Marshall.
Tyson single. What are the chances this is a guy? I think it's a female or a guy. I guarantee it's probably a guy, right? It's got to be.
It's a he, she?
No, it never works out. Like, it's so funny. Like when somebody like sends you a message and like, I got like somebody like people on Twitter, then you message and they have like 0 followers. You're like, dude, this is definitely some troll. That's like, we pissed off somewhere. That's just like coming after us.
Got to have a picture to answer that.
Yep. Thank you, Dempo.
Thank you, Dempo.
We would have mentioned a comment or something, but we definitely appreciate it. Have y'all watched Cobra Kai?
I have not.
I have not.
I heard it's good though. Somebody was actually just telling me about it today. It's like the Netflix sequel to Karate Kid.
Let's see. Hey guys, I missed the live stream last week. Tyson getting upset with Gore first downs and horrible shotguns by Primetime, as per always.
No,
Tony, if you missed last week, man, Primetime stepped his shotgun game up to the point where you're slurring his words and cross-eyed.
4 times.
Yep, in a matter of 20 minutes.
So I was the idiot thinking that Sam Darnold was going to have an awakening in the second half, and it turns out that we had 4 straight, pretty much 3 and outs, and I shotgunned each one.
Let's see. Music suggestions. Have you listened to Falling in Reverse yet?
Yeah, I told you I did.
That's right.
Yeah, or at least just the one song.
Yeah, no, Pop Your Monster. Music, man. I'm more of like a rock guy, but like there's what the hell's her name? Like I like EDM too. I like trance music and stuff like that. I can do anything. What the hell's her name? Carolyn DeWitt. She's pretty good too. There's some different shit. But Killswitch Engage, Metallica, System of a Down, Shine Down, all those bands. I'm into any like most rock music. If I can do Billy Joel, I know Primetime likes little Billy Joel. He slows it down and does it. He gets the groove on.
Absolutely. All depends on the mood.
Can I send primetime my Darnold stuff? I can't thank you guys enough for the photo. Oh, no problem, dude. I'm glad you enjoyed the photo.
I'll take all Sam's stuff. Go along with my 2 jerseys and my sweatshirt and everything else that's probably going to be useless at the end of the year.
No, glad you guys got it, man. It's awesome. I mean, the cool thing about prime time, about Fireman Ed, I sent him a list. I'm like, listen, man, we had a pretty big response to this. We had a lot of emails about it. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, Ed's like, dude, he responded immediately. He's like, you'll have it in 2 days. Dude, within 2 days, he had all the pictures signed, personalized, sent back in 2 days. Dude,
awesome.
Cool as shit, man. Super appreciative of him. Speaking of movies, do you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes.
You're going to hate me, but I've never seen Die Hard from start to finish.
What?
Yeah, I know.
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
That right there just ruined your Sam Darnold
taste. I know.
You never watched Die Hard?
No.
Bruce Willis?
No. I've seen parts of it. My dad always says you got to fucking watch it.
What are we doing now? Dude, I can't even look.
I've seen most of it. I've never seen it from.
So now the things we've learned so far is you've never been to a concert, like a rock concert.
Not a real one, no.
You've never been and you've never watched Die Hard. Come on, man.
I spent all my time being frustrated about the Jets and defending Sam Darnold. That's why.
What?
Bad quarterbacks.
5-minute interview is awesome. Yeah, thank you. If you guys are interview, it's like 5 or 6 videos ago. We had 5-minute on. He gave us a full hour too, so that was good. You should never mention that, dude. You should never mention you never saw Die Hard before.
How am I going to answer if it's a Christmas movie?
I think it is. I like the band Tool. Phenomenal band live. It's just so weird because the guy stays in the dark. He never talks to the crowd. He never comes out. You never see him. You see an image of him. Like Tool has like a laser light show. They sound phenomenal, and they have rules. You can't film them. Like you can't have your camera phone on. If your camera phone comes on, security throws you out. So they have a crazy laser light show, and the guy, they sound phenomenal. He doesn't talk to the crowd, like very little. Like he's like, "Hey, New Jersey, how you doing?" All this other shit. Nothing, dude. It's a weird. They sound incredible. Music is phenomenal. It's a weird experience, man. Such a weird experience. Here you go, Primetime. You got this one. I'm not a video game person.
I mean, I used to be like into, Madden, Call of Duty, all the, MLB, the show games. But I mean, the last number of years, I haven't done any of that.
Yeah, I was like a Madden guy too, but I just don't have the time. I got so much other shit.
Yep.
Absolutely. I saw probably 7 times, 8 times. One of the best times where Godsmack opened up for me. Godsmack was just as good, and they were phenomenal. But they're a little rough now. James Hetfield's voice is going a little bit, but they're legendary.
We should get my dad on because he's been to Pink Floyd, Grand Funk Railroad at Shea Stadium. He's been to all of those, so he'd have some good stories probably.
Yeah. Slipknot, another crazy experience, dude. That's the one you got to do. Slipknot's just off the rails. Like that's just you'd be out of your mind. Is Marcus May coming back in 2021?
Depends on the contract. I think he's in the same situation as like Jordan Jenkins, Brian Poole last year. He'll test the market. If there's no offers, I could see him coming back on either like a 1-year deal for, $4 or $5 million, or maybe even, 2-3 years, kind of the same price value.
It's an interesting player though. You wonder he's going to test the free agency though. He can probably just go out and,
Yeah, as long as he gets an offer somewhere else, I'm sure he'll look to get out of here.
Hollywood Undead. Yes, I have. They're pretty diverse too, man. They have some pretty good songs out there too. It's funny. What the hell is Steve? He's like Gangrene Steve-O or some shit. I got it right here. He messaged me today, talking some shit. Hold on. What the hell? He's like Gangrene Steve-O. Now he blocks things now. It's what the hell is it?
At Steven Tranny.
Is that what it is? But his name, what's his name in the thing though? It's some
Gangrene Steve-O 1992.
Gangrene Steve-O. Lord have mercy. What have we created with him?
I don't know.
Let's see. Tyson Primetime early Super Bowl picks.
I'm still sticking with my original pick of Seattle and the Chiefs. Jamal versus Le'Veon.
Yeah, my Tampa Bay pick is gonna write this shit because they're falling apart. Let's see. I like this. I want to root for Tennessee, man. I just like the way they play football, but I don't know how anybody beats Kansas City. The only reason why I think Tennessee can do it is their running game, like they did last year. You can control the clock, keep on the field. Yep, yeah, Steelers. But now Bud Dupree's out.
Yeah,
that Bud Dupree thing, man, is just that's a big injury for them. You guys made Steve the celebrity he is.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Let's see. Would you do a 1-year deal with Henry Anderson? Why?
Isn't he under contract still for next year?
Yep. Yeah, I mean that experience is over too. You want to go to a real weird concert? Marilyn Manson was off the rails too, dude. He came out and sat in a toilet. They had a big toilet on the stage. I'm like, because you do some pregame before concerts. You don't go in there completely fine.
Yeah.
And just there's all kinds of shit going on. And you're like, wait, is that a toilet? Like, nah, I'm like, I'm fucking singing. He came out and sat in a big toilet and started singing.
Fuck.
You fellas see the rumor online that Jim Harbaugh is expected to be the next Lions head coach? I saw 2 rumors. I saw Bieniemy and the guy from the 49ers. I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about Harbaugh yet.
No. Yeah, come on by, Jake. Steve is there. Just don't bring a lot of food because he's going to eat half of it. He's got no shame. Prime time. Has your dad seen The Grateful Dead?
Probably. I mean, 60s, 70s, that's all he was doing was concerts and sports. So I'm sure he has plenty of stuff at Shea Stadium. I know he's been to.
Will you guys do a live stream for the Super Bowl or Championship Sunday? We could.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, if you guys want to, I don't give a shit. I'll be sitting around doing anything, especially this time. We probably won't be doing much. So,
next
what's your favorite Black Sabbath Ozzy Osbourne song? Dude, Ozzy was so. I think I told you guys this story, but dude, he'll come out on stage and talk, and you don't understand a fucking word he's saying. Like, blah, 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 blah. You're like, oh no, we got Ozzy that's really drunk. Like, this is gonna be a terrible show. The minute the music starts, prime time, he's crystal clear. Like you listen to like a CD. It's insane.
Funny.
Favorite song? I don't know. He's got a lot. Man. He's got a lot of really good hits. Do you trade CJ Mosley for future draft picks?
I don't think they would get any future draft picks.
I don't think he's tradable with that contract. Let's see. You ever see Rush? I have not seen Rush. That's one. Your dad probably seen Rush, I would guess, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Were you guys happy with the Rex Ryan firing, or would you have given him another chance?
I mean, I'm a loyal guy. You've obviously seen that. Again. Rex, we had the connection with. We kind of, won early on with him. But even at that point, it was just like you couldn't trust him with another GM. And we knew Idzik deserved to be fired. He had 20-something draft picks. Hardly any of them did anything. So if you were going to fire Idzik, you had to fire Rex with him. So
yeah, that prearranged marriage was a disaster, man. That's just a disaster. Are long arms good for MMA fighter? Can't hurt, man. You have great reach. You can do all kinds of stuff. You keep your distance. You can be more flexible. Different chokes. Do all kinds of shit. Definitely a different approach when you're fighting. I can tell you that much. Shit's a lot more difficult. Worst NFL game commentators. Do you ever pay attention to sideline reporters? There's some bad commentators, man. There's some you could tell like when the Jets are bad, you get the B team or you get like the D team, like the 2 guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And you could tell they don't research the Jets because they give you information that is not right. You know what I'm talking about? Like you get some of those.
This year we've lucked out. We haven't had to actually listen to the commentary, so we do our own, which is good.
The sideline reporters, I like a lot of them. Sometimes that's when you get your most information is when they interview stuff. They give you little nuggets they've learned. Like the one booth that's good. I like the Monday Night Football group with Brian Greasy and those guys. They do a really good job, man.
As far as worst though, can I put Booger McFarland?
Oh, so bad. God, was he bad?
I think I get worse than that.
Dude, so bad. Prime time, please let that be a vodka soda. Yeah, what are you drinking now?
I'm on to straight club soda. Unfortunately,
what are we doing?
That was my last Truly. That was my last Truly. How do you not have like an endly? What happened to all the Corona seltzers? I drank them all. Who do you think I was shotgunning?
Holy shit, man! Damn, we definitely need a sponsorship. We gotta get some kind of alcohol sponsorship for the show. This is just not even fair. Yep. Let's see. Do a couple more and we're done. When is the XFL coming back? Well, The Rock bought it. That's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. I think the XFL would have probably lasted a little bit longer, but the friggin' COVID wiped it out. Yeah, they had a nice following. I mean, we were credentialed for the first Guardians home game, and yeah, I mean the entire lower bowl was filled, and fans were fired up for that. We'll be the only show, only league we'll be credentialed for at this point. Oh, I'm down for this. A German beer company, we're down. We are open for any kind of alcohol sponsorships, or even CBD. We're good with that too. You guys got me hooked on Truly's blueberry. I'm into the Truly's lemonade now.
I haven't tried the blueberry yet. Yeah, the lemonades I stick with.
The Jets will go 0-16. We hope, man. We definitely hope. What what happened to Smoke Jets Radio?
Once it's officially legalized, I guess we'll do one of those.
Let's see. Primetime did he did it. Primetime down bad. I mean, Primetime put on a performance last week. It was impressive. It was like I was surprised you got through the freaking post-game show.
Monday morning wasn't fun. I was struggling through the post-game, but
I was shocked you can do it. I was like, I might have to cover for him a little bit. He's gonna start slurring his words and stuff, but you got through it.
Barely.
And then you did 2 exclusive interviews on
yeah.
Oh, this is now. When is Frankie Perez gonna whoop Jake Paul's ass? So I'm actually good friends with Frankie Perez, and he would whoop Jake Paul's ass. Frankie Perez is a former UFC fighter, phenomenal boxer, phenomenal kickboxer, and will whoop Jake Paul's ass.
Was that
Jake
fight?
He's calling him out. Frankie's attacking him every day on social media, and Frankie.
I feel like everybody is though.
But this has been going on a while though. Like this is nothing.
They have prior beef or something.
Like there was like Jake Paul's been trying to do this for a while, and Frankie I think their paths have crossed in the past for some whatever reason.
Okay.
But like Jake Paul's talking all this shit. Frankie was in the UFC, and he was like in the Ring of Combat, and he's got sick boxing. Like he will put it on him. Like there's no doubt about it. I would bet it easily. But I think Jake Paul is trying to like. It's so fun. He wants to fight like Ben Askren and Dylan Dennis, like guys that are wrestlers. Yeah. Like if you want to be a big shot and talk your shit, you beat up a fucking NBA player that didn't know how to defend the jab.
Yeah.
These guys are gonna put it on you, dude. Like they're not gonna sit and play the games with you. They're gonna whoop your ass. So that's funny you guys said that. You know about this Frankie Perez thing. Yeah, he actually lives like 20 minutes from here. He lives in Howell. Really good dude. Excellent DJ. Prime time's like, Jesus Christ.
Know everybody.
It's New Jersey, man. New Jersey MMA. Everybody knows everybody. That's just the way it is. All right, prime time. 2 more and we're done.
Sounds good.
I'll send you guys some Jameson as long as you drink it. Might lead some classic blackout drunk content. Jameson's rough, man.
Yeah. Me and Jameson had an ugly divorce back in college.
Yeah, have you tried Proper 12 yet?
No.
It's rough. It's like I support McGregor shit because McGregor does a lot for first responders. He does a lot for charities. People don't realize that. So I'm like, you know what? I bought the shirt. I got the Proper 12. It's a little rough, man. It's not as smooth as I hoped it to be. But they want to sponsor us, though. I'll drink all you want. Proper 12, come right on. Let's do it. We wear green. We can.
I'll drink it.
Tyson, I will have to know what you'll do if Gase is back.
I wish
the day they fire him, I'll tell you what I was going to do. Because the plan would go in effect pretty soon right after that. So
I can only imagine what you're fucking plotting.
Dude, I have way too much free time in my hands. And I have that much anger in my body where I'm like, I need to make sure that if we're going to do this, like, we have to outdo what Jay has done. We have to make this bigger and just big splash. Like, completely just alienate ourselves from the rest of the podcast world. What is Rebecca Harlow greater than Sarah Marshall? Not even close.
What? Rebecca Harlow? Come on.
Is Truly better than White Claw?
Yes.
I think it is.
Yeah.
But the Corona Seltzer, I mean, thank you to Ryan. I mean, Constellation Brands, I enjoyed that as well. I just like Truly lemonades for whatever reason. There was one comment that was about you. Hold on, where the hell did it go? Shit. Oh, the live stream when Gase is fired is gonna be like the end of Return of the Jedi. Yeah, we're gonna just go nuts.
It's gonna be a celebration.
Remember when Steve didn't know what right tackle was? We've got him a couple times on shit, dude.
There's a lot of Steve moments that we can go back to the archives with.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this player? Oh, I think he'll catch a couple passes this week. Steve, he's a defensive lineman.
Well, you could tell when somebody's know somebody because they're like, well, like the easiest way to handle that is like, well, what do you think? To try to spin it back, but like you don't know.
Yep.
He's like, well, the guy's good. He's tough. He's got a lot of this. I'm like, dude, he's a punter. Like, what are you talking about? Is Truly a protein drink or something? No, it's a lemonade. It's a seltzer.
Yep.
Yeah. You got to buy in a liquor store.
No protein.
No, I wish it did. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, shit.
Part-time, you could answer this one. How much food does Steve really eat?
Well, I told you the one story. So I it was an awesome bone-in ribeye, probably about like 2 pounds, right? Beautiful steak, right? Cooked it to perfection. Got my knife. I'm, slicing it up. Before I could even finish slicing the damn steak, he's just reaching in, and I couldn't even get a picture of the presentation, which was, again, like I was going to, post it. I was going to tag the company that I use my dry rub in. Nope. He just reaches in and, grabs a couple pieces for himself. Oh, okay. That was all. Dude, I couldn't even get the fucking picture. Yes, he does. He eats quite a bit. He will help himself to whatever you are cooking. And that also includes drinks as well. So just make sure you bring a lot.
Yep. Or put like a padlock on it and like lock it up somewhere. Put like a
Yep.
But he's a good dude, man. He's got good intentions. He's a great fan. He's very friendly. He's a very good dude. We bust his balls a lot, but he definitely can eat that for sure. So prime time. What time? Oh, it's this prime time. Your last interview on Monday made you sound like a donkey that went to college and got a PhD. A real smart ass. Yeah, the donkey jokes are just phenomenal. The best thing is we do like on the Monday show. I put that on my Facebook page, and sometimes I forget what we're actually doing. So I'm like, I log on like later on Tuesday morning. And all you see is me with you with the fucking ears. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I forgot we did that whole thing, like the whole skit.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are my friends thinking? They're like, what? Like, they've hit a new level, just ridiculous.
If we
Yeah.
didn't laugh, we would cry.
But like, imagine like somebody not knowing anything we're doing. Like, why is there a donkey on the screen? Like, what is like, and like, why is the donkey answering questions intelligently? Prime time, how did you come up with pin the donkey? That was clever. That was definitely clever.
I was just thinking of donkey jokes.
All right. So today's what, Friday?
Yep.
So we will be live. What time's the game? Month Sundays. What 1 o'clock game, right?
Yep. So
12:50 for the game. Then we got the post game, which is always interesting, no matter how they do. If anything crazy happens, check us out. We're doing more individual videos. Well, I am. Primetime's busy because he's not doing comments. He's not doing personal videos.
I'll be doing Jets bingo. I'll be setting that up.
Better be doing something, man. And that's it. Let's see if I just missed a trade for Jameis Winston. No. My Raiders will lose because we're the Raiders. Thomas, you're a Giants fan. Like, dude, you said you were a Giants fan last week. Now you're a Raiders fan? Come on, man. See what Shaq does, man. Shaq comes on, he fucks everything up. We'll talk to you guys on Sunday.
Later.